Now you can hear me.
What about you, Ben?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
I can't hear anything.
Okay.
I'm like a deaf girl.
Keep talking, Phil.
Because you're deaf, man.
Can you still hear Phil?
No.
I'm a girl, right?
That's right.
I don't get bored that easy anymore.
Girls
Yes.
don't need to hear. They just need to sit there looking pretty.
They need to
just
listen.
like you're doing, man.
How can you expect them to listen if they can't hear? Now they have a reason not to do it.
How did Ben all of a sudden become
Can I be
a girl?
misogynistic, please? No, I still can't hear anything.
Other than the fact that he kicks my ass, he meets a lot of specifications. You know, height,
For what? Being a girl or a man?
both.
Oh, shit. I was hoping y'all weren't talking about that. God damn it.
Let me see this.
Good thing I have these on. I can't hear anything.
That's right, man. You're gender fluid.
I'm
Just go
fluid.
back and forth.
I'm gender fluid. You're either a dude or you're being a bitch. That's cool.
I know a lot of those guys. Oh man, he's just being a bitch.
Bitch.
Sorry, guys. Hey, the podcast is going on, by the way. Welcome to the Probably Dead Podcast.
Yeah.
We got Ben, Phillip, and Tim. I'm Barrett, and I'm going to be teching today, but they're just talking. Y'all just start talking. I mean,
All right, cool, man.
and we'll just
Kind of
just-
like what we've been doing, huh?
yeah, kind of like what we're doing. Yeah, sort of, kind of like what we're doing.
We were talking about gender fluidity. Apparently,
let's not start it off on that.
Please.
Dude, why not? That is like
Please.
that'll probably get us, recommended to 15
Deletion.
million viewers right there. Just be talking about gender fluid.
I'm going to
You
switch
put a
the cable
hashtag
out
gender fluid.
altogether.
Hell yeah.
They'll love this podcast.
tiny ass room.
Isn't that what the girl who used to
You're
work at the
behind me,
front
or- Oh, right there.
of the coach's place?
Was she gender fluid?
Or non-binary wanted to.
Maybe non-binary.
I'm not even sure what the difference is. I think gender fluid means sometimes I'm a guy, sometimes
Well,
a girl.
but-
Non-binary means I'm never either.
Yeah, I mean, binary means two
Correct.
ways or two definitions. So, non.
So would non-binary suggest that they
not,
are
they're
more
not,
than two?
They're not two genders. They're not one of the
that's
two.
as specific as that gets. They're
They don't
just not
identify
two.
specifically with one gender or the other. That would be non-binary.
But
So I guess they would be gender fluid because they would,
No.
or maybe not, because I think
Yeah,
gender
that's what
fluid
they-
means that you move between.
yeah, that's what that suggests.
I'm
You-
feeling girly. I'm feeling boy.
Yeah.
Non-binary might. I think what non-binary means is that you could
Like
actually
asexual?
be a specific specification
Only
and
not-
never move from that.
All right, Timmy, do
Like
something.
I'm right here on the spectrum and I never move from that. Gender fluidity is like I'm here
good.
right now, and 5 minutes from now I might be over here, and then
I'm
30 minutes from
always
then,
right
I might
here.
be back over here. You know, what I mean, who fucking knows? Jesus.
Dude, that would be a confusing way to live your life.
Well, these
Life is confusing all by itself without adding that kind of shit in there. I mean, do we really need to add like this? I don't know what I am more than I already don't know what I am into it. Come on, man. Like, let's just,
I feel like that bleeds over in the rest of life. If they don't know what they are there, then it gives them the reason to not be successful anywhere else in life.
Maybe so. Yeah. Like, come on, pick a team.
Even if it
do some
comes to
shit.
wiping your own ass or cooking your own food, it gives them a reason to fail at everything.
Yeah.
Not that that's what they're looking
Unfortunately,
for.
You're
but-
probably right, man.
But teams were created from a hierarchy.
Oh Lord.
And
Dude, I'm going to
isn't-
give you an A+ in victimhood status right there.
And hierarchy is obviously
man-made creation,
like,
obviously.
it's a manifestation of the patriarchy. As we have male-dominated social constructs that must be obliterated at all costs, including the annihilation
Yes.
of society.
We have to destroy society because there's two genders.
Yes.
That's what we need to do.
Hey, Barrett.
Yes, sir.
Do
Yes,
me a-
sir.
Do me a favor.
What's up?
Pass me that coffee right there.
sir.
That way you don't hit it and I can
Yes,
drink
I
it.
saw his elbow getting real close to it.
You know I'm
Just
gonna knock it
waiting,
over.
Yeah.
You know I'm gonna knock it over. Hey, which channel is that? No, okay. That one right there.
All I can tell you is I haven't heard anything in my headphones for the last 5 minutes.
Really? You can't hear anything?
Nope.
Why do you say something?
I thought that's what you were working on, son.
Huh?
Thought that's what you were working on.
Oh no, I was working on Ben's. I thought
okay.
I thought you could. I thought you could.
Oh, hey, you
Oh,
just
wait,
took
okay.
Oh, shit.
half of mine.
This podcast
it's
brought
back.
to you by Unprepared.
Hey,
Unprepared.
A website where you
man,
don't know what the
we
fuck's
can all
going
be-
on.
we can all be
Some of the
unprepared.
equipment I'm using is over almost 30 years old.
No. It's nothing against you, man.
Oh,
It's just,
I'm gonna take it personally.
I'm glad you take it personally, dude.
I really do.
That way, I know
You
my
don't give a
insults aren't
shit.
falling on deaf ears. I like that.
When I make fun of you, I want
Yeah.
you to know
Yeah.
that I mean it. I'm sincere. I think you're
Yes.
good shit. Okay,
That's right.
Thank you.
Fucking loser.
All right, so we got Tim here. This is the first time Mr. Tim's been here. Yay, Mr. Tim!
Mr.
Well, I think you
Awesome.
mentioned me like almost
Sergeant
every other
Major.
podcast.
We actually do. Yeah, we talk
I'm
about
like,
you a
I
lot.
gotta show up.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
you're a pillar of the Team Jacal. You're a pillar. You're
Ooh,
you're
pillar.
you're something to look up to. You are. You are. Man.
taller
You're a
than
leader
me.
of mine. You're.
What'd you say? A target?
He said you're taller than him. Anyway, another purple belt. Still a purple belt.
Do you feel like a target?
Sometimes.
Yes.
When somebody gets promoted to blue belt, hell yeah, I feel like a
Yeah,
target.
yeah.
Absolutely. Y'all know that feeling.
We all do, of
Hey,
course.
blue. Who can I get now with wrist locks?
Right.
Who can I get now with foot locks?
Hey Tim, that mic pointed a little bit more like kind of
There
like
we
that.
go.
Kind of
Okay.
Point it towards your mouth.
Pointed at your mouth.
Yeah.
Pointed at your
That
mouth.
is so. That is so.
But don't
Yeah,
put it
So
in
wrong
your
Put it in
on
there.
mouth.
Just tease it a little
Yeah,
bit.
don't get too
yeah.
close, dude.
You can kiss
I want
it.
to get a little wet whenever you
man.
talk,
Just don't
if you
lick
can.
it.
And I volunteered for this shit.
Yeah,
That
you
is
did,
awesome.
man.
That's so awesome.
So we got to make it extra crazy because you're here.
That's right.
We still haven't had anybody that's not a purple belt here yet. Somebody they said that they literally thought that you couldn't come on if you weren't a purple
Well,
belt.
because they're retarded.
I was like, no,
but
man. That's not.
that's what happens whenever you think.
Yeah, don't be thinking.
Yeah,
There you go.
Jesus.
That's your problem right there. You're thinking.
Oh, okay.
I think that's the problem with blue belts.
What's that?
They're just thinking too damn much.
Oh, well.
No, that's the problem with white.
I'm trying to figure out a way to answer this.
It's a comment.
Don't worry about it. Hey, where's my water? Does anybody see my water?
Is it
You
a silver
drank it
cup?
before you came in
Is it
here.
that
No, I
silver
grabbed
cup? It's
another
on
one.
the. It's on the.
That silver cup is yours.
Not silver cup's not mine, but thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's yours.
Okay, cool.
It is, man. I don't
Awesome.
have one of those. That's a Yeti, right? Don't you have a Yeti thing?
I have no idea.
Oh, you know
Awesome.
what? Maybe I left
Is
that.
it
That's what I
yours?
was saying.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. I
yeah.
thought it was yours.
I've
Maybe
been missing my Yeti cup. I thought I left it at Tammy's.
No, it's
Yeah, I'm
okay.
trying to give it to Ben.
Yeah, I was trying to give it away to Ben. He was like,
Do you want it, Ben?
No, I'm good.
you know what's funny is now that I
Appreciate it.
look back at that little exchange from Ben's perspective, knowing that I was wrong, the way he was responding to me is so fucking hilarious. It was so sincere because he was like, "It's not mine, but cool, man. Thanks. I'll take it. Yeah, sure.
take it.
It's not mine, but all right." And I was like, "Yeah, it is, dumbass." And you're like,
See?
"It's really not."
That's what happens whenever you're
But I'm
smaller
gonna
than
take free
everyone in the
gifts,
room. You get picked on.
'cause I like you.
Wait, what's that?
I'm gonna take free gifts. 'cause I
Okay,
like
yeah,
you.
sure. He's just gonna take it. Yeah, it's not mine, but cool, man. All right, thanks.
So Tim, how's life?
Life is good.
You
Life is good.
you getting ready for a tournament, huh?
Hell yeah, dude. My weights are on point. I actually got toast in an armbar and a triangle on Wednesday,
Shit,
so I'm
yeah.
like, fuck yeah. Things are looking up in the world.
Hell yeah.
Of course, I didn't get them in shit today, but
That's
you
what I
know,
was gonna ask.
Oh,
How
I was
did
gonna
they
say,
go?
you got toast in a triangle today?
no, Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
You know, I added that additional training day at work. So Toast came, Toby came, Christina came.
We've been calling him Christos because
Christos, yeah.
I'm under the impression that he don't like toast.
Yeah.
Yeah, Who said that?
That's the impression I got when he told me that. That
But
Yeah,
Sergeant Major will call you.
He's like,
I'm gonna call you what I want to
I'll tell
call
you what I
you.
want to fucking call you.
Yeah, it's
Too late.
toast. You don't like toast? Tough shit. You're toast.
Your Instagram name was the Greek toast, and then you changed it.
It was that.
it's a burnt toast.
I mean it's kind of like changing your street name. You know?
Yeah, you can't do that.
You can't change your street name.
There's rules.
Yeah, you can't change it.
No.
But I'm gonna call him Krista. I'm not Sergeant Major, but I'm gonna call him Krista because he can kick the shit out of me. I can't triangle and armbar him two
He
times.
can kick the shit out of me. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, I just got lucky twice, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah, you're not getting lucky, dude.
Yeah. See, you know, now he's registered now, so now he's in game mode. So
Oh, sweet.
he's bringing it today.
But y'all won't be in the same division. That's
No,
what we
'cause
talked
we're
about
not the same
earlier.
age.
Okay.
He's-
Okay.
3 age groups below mine.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because how old is he? He's
Me
He's in
and-
his 20s.
Yeah.
But me and him would be in the same age group, but not the same weight
No,
class.
you're in your 30s, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So anything above 30 or 31, I can't remember what it is exactly.
That's a
Now
different.
you're in
age
the
group.
master level.
Okay. Oh, that's
then
come like a master.
That's right.
Well, but they call
What are you, a
they're all
master? I
called
don't
master.
fucking know. Yeah, I know that's the
They-
problem.
they all call it
Right, if
every-
no one knows, then you're good telling people that. But if everybody's a master.
Yeah,
then-
if there's a master
That's
white
cool.
belt level, you're not a master.
You bring like a cookbook. And I'm a chef. So I'm a master chef. What the fuck you talking? I don't know. I don't know. Never mind. Fuck
I
it.
don't know.
But that's cool, man. I really wanted to go compete. I really miss competing, but
Dude,
I'm
you'd
just,
be awesome.
I'm just
So fucking awesome.
I can find a lot of reasons not to do it. Excuses. So that's what I did. I found. a
Yeah,
lot
I can
of them.
find 10 million row. You know.
Tim and I are in the sunset division, I believe, right?
What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Sorry?
Means
That
we're
means
fucking
like,
old.
yeah,
The old guys?
Yeah.
I'm almost there.
I think it's like right below the golden age division.
Dude, you go there and you see some
How
of
do
these
you have to reach
old,
the golden
old
age?
guys, and you're like, damn.
I think you have to
Still out
qualify
there
for
competing.
AARP. To,
It's good,
that's
though.
cool.
I mean,
I don't
more power to
qualify
them.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing about it is, when we're at the gym and we're rolling, the only person my age is coach. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And then there's people close, like,
Dude,
Phillip is close.
Yeah, I'm close, dude.
But whereas me and coach are only 6 months apart. Me and you're, what, 5 years apart, 4 years apart,
How
something
old
like
are
that? I'll be 46 in
Okay.
March.
I'll be 41
Yeah.
in September.
So
So 5 years.
Yeah. So yeah, it's that 5 years though. After 40,
Oh,
those 5 years are critical years.
just
man.
1 year for me after
Yeah.
40.
I'm not even there yet. And I'm already like, wait a minute. Something's different.
Oh, and look, when I was young, I used to like, man, don't give me that bullshit,
Yeah,
man. Look, you work out, everything be fine. Matter of fact, when I was going through Sergeant Major's Academy, we had to write a ton of papers, and one of mine was an argument for continuing physical fitness standards for the people over 40 at the younger age levels. And because at the time I was 40, 41 when I was going through the academy, and did a lot of research, and the research pointed me in the opposite direction. And research is like, yeah, no, right around 38, you're going to go downhill. I don't care who you are. Running, for runners, it goes downhill in the early 30s for like powerlifters and weightlifters and guys like that. Around 38, that's your max. That's the strongest you're ever going to be at that point, or have the potential to be. You might get stronger after 40. That's because you didn't reach your potential when you were in your 30s.
So if I just slack off as long as I can, I'll get better when I get older. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Awesome. So see, excuses work.
There you go.
That's what they're made.
Yeah. I mean, I guess technically that was kind of what he's saying. He's depressing me because I'm 39. I'm like, damn.
Looking back,
Yeah,
damn,
like
Yeah.
just a year ago was the best I'll ever be.
The best you're ever going to be.
Shit, I don't know, man.
Well, I mean, because if you look at the standards for the military on the physical fitness thing, usually for most of the categories, 18 to 21, or it's actually 17 to 21 because you can join when you're 17. 17 to 21, that's the hardest one to achieve the maximum score in. So I'm like, no, that's not when you're at your max capability. You get better as you get older, which is true.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's probably a combination of you also just learn yourself, your body, your body, you get, know what you're capable of, you know what your strengths and weaknesses are. Especially if you maintain a very physical activity kind of late in your life, you really know yourself.
I mean, yeah,
I can't do that shit.
absolutely.
I gotta do this shit.
Think about if you've
But
been
I'm
working
good
out
at
for
this
10
shit.
years, I mean, like solidly working out
Yeah.
for 10 years from the age of 20 to 30, you're going to be awesome at 30. Whereas at 20, 10 years, when you're 10 years old, shit, you ain't reached puberty.
Right, sure, yeah.
So you don't, the potential is
reached
not
puberty.
there to be that great.
I hit puberty. Go ahead. My bad.
Thanks.
It's just,
Congratulations, dude. Thanks for
I got a purse, or I'm gonna get a purse when I get old enough. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Please go on with the
It's a
physical.
man bag.
That's all you want, man.
Merce,
Man bag.
Dude, don't even say
Satchel,
man
just a
bag because that
satchel.
sounds gay too.
Man
Yeah,
bag.
man bag.
Satchel works?
Satchel works.
Cool.
See,
I like
satchel sounds a lot more gayer to
Satchel.
me than
Satchel.
Well,
Satchel
you notice
makes me
what I
feel like I
call
could get on a
I
horse
said-
and go right off. That's what satchel
That's
says
right.
to me.
I called it a messenger bag.
Oh, wow.
Because that's technically what it is. And it doesn't sound gay.
We're making Phil very uncomfortable.
I feel like he's gonna hit me.
I'm leaving that shit at home next time.
I'm out of his range. I'm out of range.
I just wanted you
did
to
have a
listen to a song.
You did have a laptop. Hey, actually, you did have a laptop in it. So that's that. I mean,
I wouldn't carry it otherwise.
yeah, man, you had a laptop in it. It's all good. It's all good. I got a bag kind of like that, but it's kind
Oh,
of
it's
like
different. It's got
a
two straps.
tactical look on
It's
it.
got two straps you put on your back.
Put on your backpack.
Yeah.
Thanks for making me feel better. Appreciate that.
So that's why I just use a backpack. You don't have to worry about it. Backpack's back. Throw it over
Backpacks
one
are
shoulder.
backpacks.
That's right.
That's usually what I carry, but my computer won't fit in my backpack, so that's why I have that today. I actually have my backpack in the trunk as well.
What do you
But
got?
I had like 3 things in my hand, and that I wasn't gonna bring my backpack too.
Your
To be
computer
like,
won't-
Dude, I think
what
it's
are you
cool,
doing?
man.
Do you have like a Hello Kitty backpack? What the fuck?
I do.
Yeah, why can't a laptop fit in it?
That's my question. Yeah.
Hello Kitty.
Because it's filled with guns and porn. That's why. Because that's why I can't put my laptop in. I've got old VHS tapes porn in there.
VHS tape.
Dude, when I was cleaning up this
You
house,
have to really be holding on to that.
Look, when I was cleaning,
that's intentional.
dude, when I was up in one of these closets in this house when I first bought it like 5 or 6 months ago. I was painting before I moved my shit in. They remodeled, but they didn't do the closets. They're all old and dingy, old wallpaper. I was up in there cleaning and knocking the old wallpaper down and about to start painting and all that all up to the ceiling in the closets. And I got up in a ladder in the closet and I looked and there's a VHS tape. With like American, like a bald eagle on the front. It says like American Travels or something like that. I was like, what is this? It's all dusty, and I pulled it out, and it said like Debbie Does Dallas too, something, you know. And it was hidden, like you had to reach up into the closet and like kind of be tall and get it up on the thing.
Nice.
So some dude that
hiding it from
some
the wife.
old man hiding it from the wife. That was funny. I saved it. I got it. I'll put it in a box somewhere, man. I'm thinking we'll put it on my bookshelf.
Yeah, that's
Might want to watch it.
So what did it say on the front? It said American Values. American Values.
Something. Yeah, it was
With
like
a bald eagle.
I think it's a bald eagle. Yeah.
You open it up and it's Debbie Does
I didn't go get it. It's literally like right over there. I think it's in a box
crazy.
in my garage.
Makes sense.
Anyway, VHS.
I've
man.
actually got a ton of VHS tapes.
Yeah.
Mostly old cartoons, Disney movies, and stuff like that.
Man, we gave ours away a long time
Yeah, I
ago.
gave up on that a long time ago.
They just take up so much room. But you got older kids too. So
Yeah, my daughter. Well, I only have one kid.
Well, okay, older kid. Yeah.
But they're, I'm like, here, I don't know what the hell we're gonna do with them, but we don't have the DVDs for them, so
Yeah.
until I can get
Yeah.
them converted over,
Yeah.
there they are.
Yeah, I think we donated ours to elementary school or something several years ago because like they have the VHS tape, the VCR machines in the libraries and stuff still. I don't know if they do anymore though, man. You're hanging on to some. You're hanging on.
I still
Tim.
have a VHS player, man.
oh, that's good.
That's awesome.
You know, I read an article not long ago how there was a company that I don't remember exactly if they went out of business or they were transferring or some new company started up because there's still demand for VHS tape. Now this is a couple of years ago, like roughly 1 million a year, 800,000 to 1 million VCR video machines. VCR machines were made a year, and so it was like not quite enough for this company to keep doing it, but somebody else did. And then I saw this, and then they went on to this underground people that like buy old VCRs and have tons of them, and they like sell parts out of there and use the internet now to like ship diodes or little motors or cap stands or the record heads all around the world.
Is
and
it
stuff.
the subterranean people?
Yes, it's the people.
It is.
They're
There you
using
go.
the barter system.
Nice.
That we haven't put that one on yet. Yeah.
So let's go into that now. Yeah, I haven't heard that yet.
Yeah, we have. That was from last time. We were talking about underground people, like mole people in New York and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And just how
That
fucked up.
sounds like a damn episode of Spider-Man right there.
Well, it just like I don't remember. We laughed. What were we saying? Like what were we getting into? I don't really remember.
we were talking about mental health and how
yes.
a lot of people who are homeless have mental health issues, and then we started talking about the homeless people. Going deep into the ground because out here there's really
That's
no place
right.
for them to go.
That's right.
They're just
Yeah.
kind of walking around. You see them here, you see them there.
Sleep behind a building somewhere.
Right. I mean, but in New York, I mean, they can go down into the subway system and in those old tunnels, and they can just live down there. And so we talked about like society.
Yeah, that's what I said. There's like
And,
a society down there.
But it's like they couldn't integrate into our society, so they decided to go underground into this subterranean place, and then they ended up making their own society.
That's right. The circle of society. That's right.
Right. So we started talking about like, is there law and order down there? Like, is there some type of form of justice? And then we said that there were going to be people that were inside that society that would rebel out of that society, and then they would just be like this continuous like formations of societies going deeper and deeper into the ground, and then finally at one point one person would go all the way back to the original society to above ground life that we're all used to and accustomed to, and there would be like a broadcast TV station that would follow them around to be like a reality TV show. Following around like
It
this.
looks like he has an everyday life, but he's a mole person in actuality. This is his hobby or whatever.
His hobby's being normal.
Yeah, his hobby's being normal. He has a job, but he's really the mole. He's a mole person.
Mole
It was
man.
the-
Watch
the
more
circle
men
of it. And then-
integrate back into society.
So who wants to go on a? We talked about. getting like some spelunking gear together and like riot equipment and like,
We're gonna go beat the shit out of mole people.
No. Just go down into the deep. Like, let's just see how deep we can get into the New York subway system, like the old shit.
Yeah.
Do some research, get some cameras together, camp underground. Like, just let's see how far down we can get. Let's find some.
As long
mole
as I'm
people.
packing, I'm in. Let's go.
We're going to expose the mole
What do you-
civilization.
I gotta know what Ben is thinking.
I'm thinking. I feel like if I get like separated from y'all, I'm gonna get raped. That's what
Or
I'm thinking.
eaten, or both.
I'd probably at the same time. And that sucks, dude. Somebody's chewing on me while his buddy's raping me. No, I don't want to go to the.
Or the same
Yeah,
person is raping you and chewing on you.
Yeah, I read books about that. I don't know if you ever.
Really?
They're fiction books. Yeah.
I can't read fiction, dude. I gotta
well,
read. Is
some-
there any nonfiction about people
Yeah,
being eaten while they're being
yeah.
raped? Okay. What did you know the names of
My
this?
my things. No, I don't know. I just made that second part
Okay,
up.
man, I gotta go get some water, man, because somebody stole my water. I don't know who. It
It's
was.
that cup that's not yours in there.
I know. I'm gonna. Y'all keep talking. I'll be back.
Cool.
Go.
I just.
All right, let's talk about Barrett. What do you want to say?
Okay. Remember, I am recording.
He stinks.
He sweats a lot.
Let's go back to the physical fitness test.
Yeah.
Do you ever deal with the measuring out or taping out? Do people get out of the PT stuff because they're too big or whatever? Is
So
that
there's
thing?
a lot of ways to get out of it. Being
Like-
fat is not one of
Well,
them.
that's what I was saying. Does anyone that needs to do it get out of it? Is there that?
Well, yeah.
Or
So
is that? Did I make that up?
Like, are there medical exemptions? Like something
yes.
like that?
So you can
Something
get basically what they call as a profile, and
you guys profile? That's fucked up.
I know it's totally fucked up.
along- Right?
It works.
But you get a medical profile, and you can have temporary profiles or permanent profiles, and it's basically based off what does the doctor say your limitations are. All right. So right now, the Army physical fitness test is composed of a 2-mile run, 2 minutes of push-ups, 2 minutes of sit-ups, and you have to do a certain number of push-ups, certain number of sit-ups, run so fast based off your age and your gender.
Is it an enlisted physician that?
No,
Okay.
no, it is a doctor, MD.
Okay.
Otherwise, yeah, there'd be a lot of guys not having to do stuff. So, but no matter what, you still have to do, even at the most limited, you'd have to do one cardio event. And they have alternate events. So if you can't run, you can do a 2.5 mile walk. If you can't do a 2.5 mile walk, you can do a 6.2 mile bike. If you can't do a 6.2 mile bike, you can do a swim. And I can't remember how long the swim is. So you have to do something, no matter what, no matter how jacked up you are. And if you can't do any of that, yeah, then you get out. They'll put you out medically.
So
Get you a medical discharge.
So there's this is the same standard like across the board, or is there a different standard for people who are going to be in the front line infantry?
Oh, no, it's the same standard across the board.
Across
Well,
the board.
and let me rephrase that. So based off your military occupational specialty, or MOS, what we call it, you are allowed to have certain profiles. Some profiles you can have, some profiles you can't. So for example, if you can't jump out of airplanes because your knees are shot, well, you're not going to be in an airborne unit.
Gotcha.
Okay, even though you might still be able to run. And if you can't run, you're probably not going to be infantry or any of the combat arms. Probably not going to be field artillery, combat engineer, tank, or anything like that.
Okay.
So yeah, if you have limitations, even on your eyesight, if you're colorblind, you can't be combat arms, but you can be like a clerk. Can't be an electrician.
Gotcha.
So yeah, there's limitations.
Oh, you can't be an electrician because you got to know like blue wire, red wire.
Hell
Which
yeah.
one do we cut? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So now on the infantry, I can't tell you why they can't be colorblind.
That's what I jump back into the conversation.
Right.
with.
Right.
So
Except for that one guy,
Yeah.
he's like an
just so-
electrical savant.
just so everyone knows.
he just touches the wire and he's like, it's blue.
Yeah. And there's even psychiatric profiles.
Green.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no! I was just saying, so there's even psychiatric profiles. So they'll.
So
give
we'd
you a
all be
rating.
discharged immediately medically. 'Cause it's like,
yeah,
We have to go to the mole people.
Yeah.
They'd look over the podcast and be like,
Yeah. Yeah.
negative
Not gonna
Ghost
happen.
Rider.
sorry, guys.
What about somebody trying to get into the military? Do they tell you you're overweight or you need to lose this
Yeah.
much weight? Or okay, so
Yeah.
that's
So I mean, right now they have a height for height standard. So if you're 6'2", and a male, you can weigh this much.
they sort of do the BMI thing.
Yeah, well,
roughly?
if you don't pass the initial weigh-in, like you say, okay, you're allowed to be 185 and you're 186. All right, then they're going to measurements on your body and figure out, and it's not nowhere close to what your actual BMI is. I don't know where they came up with this stupid ass formula. But anyway, the formula's out there.
Government.
Yeah, it's the government, exactly. So they'll measure you and say,
Common
okay,
Core math.
here's what your here's what your body fat is. You're 26%. I'm like, damn, that's like a whole leg, man. Nothing but fat, you know.
But now remeasure that shit.
So yeah, they'll tell you what your body fat is, and you're allowed to get certain. If you exceed that body fat percentage, no, you can't join. Or if you are in, they'll put you on the Fat Boy program. And
Is that the actual
Please,
name of it?
yeah,
Is it really
please.
called the Fat Boy Program?
it's the Army Body Composition Management Program. I want to say.
Yeah,
it's
please
called.
unwrap that a little bit. What does that mean for the fat people?
Means you're fat and you don't need to be fat.
Okay, so they're going to do something about the fat rather than just push you
Is there
away.
a lot of
and
fat
say-
shaming in the Army?
Hell yeah,
Good.
Are you getting it?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sure.
Fuck yeah.
I'm sure there is.
Fatty
Good.
McFatson.
So what happens nowadays if you go off the base? You actually get accepted. Say you had to lose weight. You're not in shape, and you mentally you go off the basic and you just break. You just
They'll put you
fucking
out.
crying. They just put you out
Yeah,
and get
they'll
rid of
spit
you.
you out.
Okay.
On average, when you have a class of cadets that are in basic training, how many of them can't cut it?
On average, yeah, I would say it changes over the years. Based off what I've seen, it's about 15 to 20%.
Don't make it.
Wow, that's
15 to 20%.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah,
Get cut.
what they call it is pipeline training loss. So somebody got lost, somewhere in the training pipeline.
Yeah.
And it could be a lot of things. Could be totally legit. Could be, they
his
broke their
ankle.
leg
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah,
not going to heal for
right.
a year. They're not going to keep you on. Sorry.
Sure.
When it gets better, you're more than welcome to come back. But in the meantime, have a nice life.
Yeah, if I ever tried it out for the Navy SEALs, that's the only way I'd want to get. It would suck to ring the bell. It'd be way better just to be like break your leg and have to be forced
Yeah.
out medically. I think I'd carry it with me if I
I think
actually
you
had to
carry
just
it with you no
decide.
matter what, though, right?
Yeah, but it'd be different if you chose to go there and ring the bell versus breaking your leg.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
You,
yeah.
you kind of break yourself.
There's did you quit?
Yes.
Which means you're a quitter.
Yeah.
Or did you just
Motherfuckers
not
would.
make it?
Right.
Because lots of people don't make it. It's-
Interesting for the video.
Whoa, there. What the heck was the camera?
It's a helicopter.
I can't really see.
Black
Yeah, just keep talking.
helicopters.
I mean,
Yeah,
I know
keep
this
going.
is kinda hard to keep talking
But yeah,
while
I mean, and there's only been one military course I even thought about quitting.
What was that?
Combatives level 3. And that's when
For some reason, I thought you were going to say algebra. I don't know why. I don't know why I was thinking that. It doesn't make sense.
No, combatives level 3 was the hardest course I've ever went through physically. And I just remember walking back to my barracks room and thinking, do I really want to do this?
What was so bad about
Yeah,
it?
I'm curious.
Yeah.
It's just very physically demanding. So,
And in what way, though? I mean, is it...
all right, so the combative system, that's the hand-to-hand combat we do. And
But how many people have to take that?
how many has to? Everybody has to go through basic combatives training.
But that's not even
You're supposed to
considered
go
the level
like
one
once
of
a
what
year.
you're talking
At a
about.
minimum, you're supposed to get a couple hours of training or something. The
Every
way it's designed,
year?
you're supposed to do it routinely, like once a week or something like that. An hour here, hour there, or whatever.
Would be the way you should do it.
But most people don't do that. Even in the Army, you get people like, well, we got other things to do. So, But
So there's
But
excuses
anyway,
I was
so,
talking
yeah, I'm
about.
sorry. I didn't mean to
Yeah, no
change the
problem.
subject. Yeah.
So, in the end of the first course, it's hard. Okay, no big deal. I can get through hard stuff. Second course was hard. No big deal. I can get through hard stuff. Third course, it's hard and it's long.
Well, what do you mean by hard? Is it like this cardio stuff you're having to do as well
All
as
right,
competing
so
against
what we're
people?
doing, basically,
Or is
what we're
it,
doing is
beating down by other people?
We're fighting all day long for 8 hours a day.
Okay.
All right. So, you've done MMA training, so So think about going to
Just sparring for 8 hours.
think about having a fight camp, having having a camp, and then you just never ends. It's just dying. Matter of fact, we had one guy in our level 3 class or level 4 class, level 4 class. He I cannot remember his name to save my life, but he was a pro MMA fighter. He was not in the Army. He was a contractor for the Army, and because of his pro MMA background, they wanted to hire him as an instructor at Fort Riley, Kansas. But he still had to be certified by the Army and all that because, he's not going to know the weapons techniques and things like that, and room clearing and whatnot. So they started sending him to the schools. And after he missed the first 2 or 3 days because he had a fight down in Brazil. But he had fought with Anderson Silva. He'd had some really big fights. And
He fought Anderson Silva?
yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes, matter of fact, his fight with Anderson Silva, he lost due to doctor stoppage. Anderson kicked him in the head. He caught the kick, took Anderson to the ground, and was beating on him. But that kick cut his eye, right above his eye. So the refs called in the doctor. Doctor stopped it. He's always really pissed about that.
And that was in the UFC?
No,
Or
it was not in the UFC.
Okay. I was going to say that. I don't remember that ever happened. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so it was before Anderson joined the UFC.
Ah,
So, anyway, he was telling us, he's like, dude, yeah, he was level 4 because he was telling us level 3 surprised him. He said, I know a lot of MMA fighters, professionals, who would not put themselves through what we go through over here because it's just that intense. I mean,
especially because y'all are kind of like jumping into it too. There's a lot of people that are like probably never done anything, and all of a sudden.
well, I mean,
you're
everybody
just
there's a
level
soldier.
3. Yeah, but
So-
this is level 3.
Yeah, we're talking about
level
level
three.
3, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah, so everybody
each
there got some
one.
fight background.
Okay.
You know, everybody there's a soldier. So everybody, and not to mention the fact that you got to be in shape to go there.
Yeah, true.
They're
That's
gonna
true.
give you a PT test before you get there and make sure you're physically
that
fit and all that
makes
stuff. So it's but I mean, just give you an idea of how. I mean, it's not like it's a Pogue school. We had a drill sergeant from Fort Benning who got dropped from the class at the end of the second week because he got knocked unconscious twice in one day.
So y'all are just beating the shit out of each other.
Oh, we're
Okay.
fucking
Yeah,
fighting.
Yeah, you're
We're
literally-
not. I mean, it's
Shoot
not
the
just
box.
rolling. It's not just sparring.
Yeah,
it's
doing-
fighting.
Yeah, they're doing shoot the box.
shoot the buck.
You know. So
Fuckers.
and they dropped him not because he was bad or anything or he wanted to go. They're like, dude, for your safety, we can't
Yeah.
let you keep getting knocked out, and you're not protecting yourself. So,
Obviously.
dude.
Jeez.
So I mean, you know, drill sergeants at Fort Benning, they're not little soft dudes. We're talking about hardcore characters. We had a guy who worked at the combative school who got dropped in the first week because he broke his leg. You know, I broke my toe while I was there.
And tell nobody, though, did you?
What's that?
You didn't tell nobody, though, did you?
No, I did not. I taped that
Well,
damn
you
thing.
just told everybody now.
I taped that thing next to the other of my toes, taped my foot up and limped around. Said, no, I'm good. It's just sore. That's all. I was not going to go to the doctor for it either. Hell no.
No, not for toes.
In one of the matches, I got my eye swole shut, and the instructor was like, "Keep going." I'm like, my eyes just like this. I can't see anything. He's like, "You can quit if you want, or you can get back in there and keep going." I'm like, "Fuck
Okay.
it. It's not gonna it's gonna hurt less by quitting. So get in there and get after it." So yeah, man, it's just think about sparring for 8 hours a day for 30 days. And
That doesn't sound healthy.
No.
yeah, it's the army.
fucking not healthy, yeah.
Dude, that fighter, he said what
army.
amazed him was the mindset.
Fuck yeah.
He said the military mindset and the civilian mindset was so different. He said if this was going on in a fight camp and they said, okay, do this, everybody like, man, fuck this. He said what amazed me is how I look around and everybody just did it.
They just did it.
Yeah.
You just okay,
Yeah.
all right. That's it. This is what's next. Let's do what's next.
Yeah.
It hurts. Fuck it.
So how much have the physical fitness requirements decreased since you started in the Army? Like I'm sure you've been in the Army how many years?
I joined in 1990.
Okay. So we're talking almost 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That being said, how much has there been like an alleviation of the requirements?
None.
None.
As a matter
Really?
of fact, they're about to go up.
Really?
What?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Now, don't get me wrong. You're always going to have that person or persons who are slipping through the cracks using those profiles. Oh, I got a sprained ankle, or this hurts and that hurts, and they'll ride them as long as they can until eventually the system catches up with them.
Yeah.
Because the system is built to give the soldier the benefit of the doubt most of the time.
Right.
But after a while, it's going to catch up with you. You can't do it forever.
It's kind of like unemployment.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to have to put up or shut up
gonna
eventually.
They give you
run
the
out.
benefit of the doubt.
For a
Yeah.
while.
They're like, we know you got fired, but we'll give you some money.
For a little while.
For a little while.
See what happens.
But eventually, you're going to get a job.
Right. That's the
Yeah.
idea.
In this state,
That's
maybe.
the idea, but who knows?
Right.
Yeah, but they're changing it to the
universal-
Army
We
Combat
have such-
Fitness Test. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, so they're changing it to what fitness
The
test?
Army right now it's the APFT, Army Physical Fitness Test. They're changing to the ACFT,
Oh,
Army
okay.
Combat Fitness fitness test, Army combat fitness test. Yeah.
Nice.
So does that suggest that they're forcing, if we want to use that term, sparring onto more people? Is that
No, because I mean,
Okay.
and the ACFT is just the physical portion of it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's and I cannot remember the events, but it's very different. But it's got a part where you have to drag something, like which simulates
okay.
dragging a wounded comrade and things like that. So
And it's knife, gun, rifle, all that stuff. I mean, you're fighting all kinds of stuff for
in the combatives,
when you're
of course,
in the combatives program.
absolutely,
right?
yeah. We do room clearing. We do vehicle extractions. What else? When I went through level 3, they made us do. We got in pairs of 3, and they made us come up with scenarios because they're not just training you how to fight; they're training you how to teach other people to fight. You know, these are all these levels are instructor courses, so they make you come up with training scenarios. Like we came up, like all right, for ours it was a traffic control post. All right, so we run a traffic control post. Somebody comes up, they're combative. You do this, blah blah blah. 2 of the SF combat divers said, "Let's get in the pool," because we had an Olympic-sized swimming pool right next to the school. So we got in the pool, and they taught us how to drown people.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, it's fun stuff. It's really cool.
Sounds
Yeah, let's go swimming, dude. Come on.
Yeah, sure. What was your like first martial arts like what'd you do first?
Aikido.
Aikido? How old were you?
Oh, 20?
Okay. So you knew anything when you were like a little kid? You
No.
kinda-
When I was a little kid, like in high school, I did junior ROTC.
Yeah, okay.
And I didn't even take gym. I was like, it's not the most physically
you a
fit
little
person.
fatty?
No, I was like, no,
I was
dude. I was
wondering.
to use the words of one of my friends. He saw a picture of me when I was young, like when I was 17, 18, 19. He said, "Dude, you look like you have AIDS."
Cool.
You were that thin?
What, dude? I joined the army. I was 138 pounds.
Oh my goodness.
And, you know, that's my current height.
Did your mama feed you?
I don't
Dude,
know.
I ate all the
had
time,
AIDS.
man. My metabolism was just way up there.
She's like, I'm sorry, I'm not feeding anyone with AIDS,
High metabolism.
son.
So you did it. What did you do at Aikido? Where did you do that at?
Temple, Texas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How long?
I don't know. I want to say about 6 months. Not
okay.
very long.
How deadly is your chi?
God.
So-
Dude, don't even start on those guys. McDojo life right there.
So the Aikido stuff, because I kind of, when I was like in my teens, I remember thinking like Aikido would be kind of cool. You know,
Yeah, because you watch Steven Seagal,
yeah,
right?
like
Exactly.
Steven Seagal, yeah, man. When I was like 15, I was like, man,
You know what they don't have in a keto class?
what, man?
They don't have a pool ball and a sock. and that's what I remember from Steven Seagal movies. They don't have those in those
Yeah,
classes.
what movie is that? That's man, he was thin
Beyond
in
the
that
Law or
gosh.
something like that?
Above the law,
or beyond, yeah.
above the
Yeah.
law.
Above the law.
Yeah,
That was one of the first scenes.
Yeah, like he's in the bar or something,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he's like talking to the guys. Then he can't calmly do it, or so, I don't really remember. But
I have no doubt, yeah. But that was amazing.
Yes.
Seagal.
Fucking rude.
Steven Seagal was awesome.
Anyway.
Look, they would use Steven Seagal references in class.
I'm sure.
Like for example, why hit somebody when there's a perfectly good wall you can put their head against? And like, watch Steven Seagal when he pushes their head through stuff. and I'm
Let's go to
young
the
and impressionable.
film.
I'm like, that makes sense.
yeah,
Why would I punch them when I can push their head in a wall? Steven Seagal did it. Absolutely.
I'm so glad you never put my head through a wall.
Yeah, man. Only
Thank
reason
you
he did
for
it because
that.
Coach doesn't like anybody
Yeah.
touching the wall.
Yeah, yeah,
Otherwise,
true.
Look what
That's
happened when
true.
Casey and Justin
Yeah.
did it, okay? They had to fix the wall.
Yeah, that's true.
man. So what did you do after 6 months of Aikido? Aikido.
It's Aikido.
Aikido.
Yeah, so they actually closed the school. I went on a National Training Center rotation, which is 30 days out in the Mojave Desert, and came back, and
This was with the military?
Yeah.
Okay.
it was on a station at Fort Hood. And when I came back, the school was closed. We're like, well, shit, I guess we'll go lift weights. I don't know.
You just go buy all the Steven Seagal videos, all the reference material.
Yeah, that's all you need. That's it.
All you need is a sock and a pool ball.
That's right.
Man, if
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
just busts up in here with a sock and a pool ball and caught us by surprise, we might be in danger, man.
I'm the closest one to the door. That sucks.
I'm stabbing.
Grappling range, my friend. Grappling
yeah,
range.
I know, man, but if I catch the pool ball first, I'm not going to be thinking
You're
about
closest to the
grappling.
door.
I'm
I'm
just
cool with that.
What the?
you know,
true.
you probably will
Man.
catch it first because I'm too too far, they're gonna really get extension with you. So they're probably gonna go for the.
It'd be like Homie the Clown. It's like that kind of like
Yeah.
Homie, don't play that.
Homie,
That's
don't play
right.
that. Did you? Who was the guy that threw that knee? I was watching the fights last night. They kept showing the highlight. It was the.
Was it last night? Did
Well,
it occur last night? Or you
no.
talking about Michael Venom Page where he broke the guy's skull?
Yes,
Yeah,
they
that's
came
Michael
in
Venom
and he just
Page.
boom, and
He's fighting tonight.
Is
He's
he
fighting
tonight?
Simtex,
And
and they
that's-
were also showing one that Simtex.
Is that live? Like we
Yes.
can watch it? Fuck yeah! Where are you watching it at? You watching it at my house, right? We doing this?
I don't know if we go out. You have to stream it probably.
I
I don't
Is it
know.
on ESPN again?
No, it's it's Bellator. They do the DAZN is the streaming service they use. They use
Okay.
Paramount, which
Oh, yeah, I can-
Spike used to be Spike. Now it's Paramount. I think they stream those on DAZN. I don't really know how. Once again,
Okay.
you may have to pay. You
I'll
may
look
have to,
into it.
Well,
Ben not only knows all the background information on these fighters and historical fights, but he also knows these deals that like these different fight organizations are making with network
He does,
No
television.
doubt, man. He is an insider.
He's got like, if you scan the coupon on the back of a Windex bottle, there's a Windex coupon says you scan it with your phone.
It's like having our
You
own
get 2
Ariel
months free.
Helwani right here in the studio, you know?
Sweet.
that'd be fun. That'd be fun. No, I used to have way more information in my head about it, but it's gotten so big now. It's so many
big,
fights.
man.
And
That's why I can't even follow it anymore. I'm just like, I'm a highlight guy. I'm like, I don't know anybody's name. I'm just the guy that's like, did you see that fucking knee? That's all I know.
right.
There's just so much of that shit all the time now. I can't keep up with it. There's just, the athletes are getting ridiculous in it.
Oh, my daughter was talking to one of her friends, and she mentioned the fact that I knew who he was. It's Jesse Roberts. And she's like, your dad knows who I am? He knows my name? That's so cool.
What are you saying? Wait,
Jesse Roberts, the guy who beat AJ Agazarm.
Okay, yeah.
Apparently she's friends with him, which I did
oh.
not know until here recently. So.
Oh, okay.
But he's like, because he saw her when she changed her page on her Facebook
page.
that she did, jiu-jitsu. He's like, oh, you do jiu-jitsu though?
Yeah.
Got him talking and whatnot.
Is she coming back to jiu-jitsu?
Gee, yeah.
Never mind.
Sorry, your dad? Yes, dad says yes. She's
Yeah.
coming back to jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
We'll see. She was at over Matt last week, so
Yeah.
or the week before, I don't know.
I tried to get mine involved in it, and she fizzled out.
Yeah, she was doing it there for a while. I remember.
Yeah, she was.
Mine laughed at me.
Yeah.
She laughed. She was like, I'm not doing that.
It was her
I try every
idea.
time I hang out with her.
But you're so right, though. What you've said before on previous podcasts about it being a grappling situation between an assailant and a woman.
It's more likely.
It's more likely
So going to be a grappling
So for a
situation.
Yes.
woman to explore her ability to have a man on top of her, in a simulated environment, and learn the defensive things that she can do to protect herself in that
and
situation.
possibly break his fucking arm or choke him out.
Yeah,
or
or
something.
at least incapacitate the situation
Yeah.
where maybe the person's like, well, this person's not as much of a target as I thought they would
Exactly.
be.
Yeah.
And just be a deterrent. At minimum, a deterrent, and
Yeah.
it's just if I'm gonna be a propagandist for anything, it's for women to at least take 6 months to a year of jiu-jitsu so that they
Yes.
can have the fundamental understandings and feel what it feels like to have
Just
somebody
the pressure, the
on
rolling
top
and
of
the
them.
pressure.
That's a big part of it, is just being exposed to the pressure.
Yeah.
The live grappling is what, to me, sets jiu-jitsu apart from every other martial art. If every other martial art had a live sparring session, like how about kickboxing? They do live sparring. Boxers, they do live sparring. And that's why that stuff works.
Yeah.
Right.
Because they understand what it means to get hit in the face and then keep going. They understand that kind of pressure.
Yeah, you learn your game.
Yes.
You learn, I have a good jab, I have a good this, or I suck at throwing this, or whatever. I mean, I'm not as fast as this guy, so I get in a brawl. But you figure out what you're good at, and if something goes down, this is the situation I need to be in, and this is what I'm good at, and this is it's just pressure test yourself. Like my daughter, she came to class one night. Actually, she like called me when I was walking in. She pulled up in the car. She was like, "Hey, I don't even remember." So she's in a talkative mood. She's a 17-year-old girl. She wanted to talk. So I was like, whatever. I don't talk to her all. I'll sit out here and talk with her. So I missed like 15 minutes of class. And we're out there talking. I was like, come on, why don't you try to come in? Just come in. You got like basically gym clothes on. Just come on in. I'll pay your fee. No. And I was like, you're going off to college, blah, blah, blah. What if somebody grabs you? And I kind of put my, leaned in and kind of put my arm on her. And she was like, well, I'll just push your arm off. And I said, no, watch. And I just like grabbed her and shoved her and put my hand on the on the thing so she couldn't put the car in gear. And I put her up against the seat, and I was like, now this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And she was like, ugh, well, I don't want people doing that to me. And I was like,
That's kind of the point.
That's the point.
Right.
Because you don't want the first time somebody does that to you to be like, oh my God, what do I do? You know,
Right.
and she's, I couldn't get her to do it. You know, I mean, I didn't like hurt her, but I was like, no, I'm not really grabbing. You don't understand. I'm barely touching you right now.
Yeah.
And I just kind of was like, boom, now what are you going to do? And I grabbed the thing, so she couldn't put it in gear. And she was like, I don't like that. And I was like, yeah, no shit.
Well, so aside from forcing, which I think we should do anyways, I think it should be in schools. Everybody should have to take these at least for X amount of time. If that doesn't happen, which is not, do you have any idea of any example of a way you could convince females to try it? And I don't obviously.
No, I mean, other than just tell them how important. I mean, it's how important I think something is. So to convince somebody what I think is important. I mean, it's kind of hard to do. But
most adults aren't going to be influenced by anything other than experience.
Yeah.
When they think about how many times you've been in a women's self-defense class and you're asked, so why are you here? Well, this happened.
Yeah.
Not I read about or I saw about. They say this happened. And that's what convinced them, ooh, I don't want this to happen again. That's why they're there.
In those self-defense classes, I've been a part of just a few of them, and they just go over so many things so fast. That's not really what gets you good. You need to spar.
Repetition.
You need to repeat. You need to drill, spar, get your cardio up, get sweaty, you know what I mean? Get
Slap,
a couple bruises
bump, roll,
on you.
Repeat.
Yeah, get some bruises. You know what I mean?
I mean, if anything, the competitive advantage that we have on the street is that normal people don't train. So we can just out cardio them in the first 30 seconds to a minute.
Yeah.
And by that time, the normal person, the average person is going to be so out of breath. All you're going to have to do is just go over there and just tip them over. I mean, we take that for granted. But we compete against each other all
I don't take
the
it for
time.
granted because when I teach soldiers, you're always going to have that one college athlete who's out there is like, all right, old man, let's see what you really got. I'm like, all right, come on, let's see what I really got.
You're right.
I'm kind of curious too.
If you can tap me, cool. I'm cool with that. It's not gonna. I don't have no ego. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
I got tapped by a college football player. Nobody's gonna look twice at me. If I tap you, they're gonna look twice at you though. So I've got nothing to lose in this. And a lot of it, that's how it goes. You get those guys in there. They're going to overpower me, get me to the ground, and roar, and just do the white belt spaz. Mm-hmm. And then I'm just like, keep going, guy.
Yeah.
You're going to get tired here in about a second.
Yeah.
And as soon as you do, there it is, and then boom.
Yeah. Lights out.
Yeah, I love that the ego is gone too. Like somebody said, I tapped somebody the other day, and then we were changing the lead. He was like, "Yeah, Barrett, so and so tapped me," and I was like, I did. I kind of remember doing it when you're saying it, but I forgot, and I was like, it just I don't really care anymore. You know what I mean? I'm not. I got so Tim tapped me tonight too. Tim straight ankle locked me. You know what I mean? I'm gonna try to forget about that too. You know what I mean? I don't really care.
That's a good point. I haven't thought about that before.
Until you brought it up, I had forgotten about it.
See, you kind of
That's a very good point.
You remember
I
getting tapped, not a little better maybe than tapping sometimes. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is.
I think I agree with you. I haven't thought about it in those terms.
It also depends on the conditions in which I got tapped.
Yeah.
It depends on who it is, and all those things come into play. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah. No, I know. We all remember.
If Tim taps me, or you, or actually anybody in this room, any of y'all tap me, next time we roll, I remembered that.
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
I remember.
I do sometimes. Sometimes I don't. I'm like, I think he did. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I mean, I don't remember now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, because it's not fresh in my. But
I see what you're saying.
we were in class Monday night. You tap me Tuesday night. We roll again.
I
remembered last night.
That's right. I remember you.
But,
I remember you got me the other day, and I didn't get you back in time. Remember when you cross collared me? Bro?
Oh yeah. I do
Fucking
remember that.
Butterfly guard cross collared me. It was like
Butterfly guard cross collar?
Yeah, I couldn't get away from his leg.
You know why? Because you didn't stay for advanced class and learn foot pummeling.
No. This was before he taught, because I did stay for advanced, but
Yeah, he did. I forgot.
yeah. See, and I'm actually pretty good at
Anyway.
it.
I like
My
that.
motivation to do it was that he I couldn't get out of his.
Yeah.
I like that
was like, I
escape.
gotta learn this shit.
I like switching the hips, getting up there, switching the hips,
Yeah.
using your foot.
I'm gonna bring some. I'm getting some more of that information together. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
liking that.
good stuff.
Cool, man.
I'm getting some drills that we can really. That's fun stuff. I like that. Me and Dubose had a fun few rolls today because of that.
I wish
Oh,
I
yeah.
could have seen
And
y'all
yeah,
roll, man.
I'd like to rewatch it. Not that it was great, but
Did
it
y'all-
was fun.
You videoed it?
No.
Oh,
As I say,
okay.
No, only up here, and
Oh,
got hit in
okay.
the head a lot, so I don't even remember it.
Yeah, he is just phenomenal. I mean,
Yeah, he's
he's
good.
naturally gifted.
He's very humble as well.
Oh, yeah.
And he does a very good job of one speed. He wasn't freaking out when I got here, when I got there, when he got here or there. He wasn't like just trying to strain when he got this or that. Very consistent, wasn't freaking out, and he knew he was smart. The military, he was smart. He would talk to me the whole time, which I sort of couldn't figure out if he was just using that as another weapon. The talking, you know what I'm saying? Because some people do it. They don't think about using it, but they talk a lot, and that almost diffuses the situation a little bit where you sort of get focused on something else.
Oh, and then all of a sudden they
but
got
he
a
was
collar.
like, yeah, so we're fighting for the takedown, and he bails out or he sits down or something like that in some way, and he says, oh, well, I felt like I wasn't winning that game, so I might as well get down on my terms. So he's
Yeah.
very smart in that sense as well.
Oh, yeah,
he's a very fun training partner.
He's very athletic too. Just to watch him work out,
Okay.
he's just
I'm saying because rolling with him,
Man.
I wouldn't know one way or another because he was just so consistent. He wasn't having. I don't know if he had to or not, but he wasn't exploding. He was just very fluid. And that was,
yeah.
that was awesome.
He I don't know what he's doing now, but last time I was watching him work out, and he did a lot of the TRX stuff. And to watch the man running and doing his cardio workout, it's just like it makes me tired to watch him. You know, he'll be on the treadmill, he'll be running one direction, he'll jump off, run sideways, jump off, run the other way. You know, just always moving, always changing, never just let me go run.
What's his martial arts background? I mean, jiu-jitsu obviously.
Didn't he do Japanese jiu-jitsu?
I don't know if he ever did anything outside Army combatives and traditional
what he's
jiu-jitsu.
doing now?
Yeah, because when I first started teaching him, he was, oh my God, horrible.
He's not anymore.
No,
He's good now. man.
He's phenomenal.
Yeah.
He would get mad because he'd do something stupid, and he'd push his arm up, get arm barred, you know, and he'd do something stupid. And he'd get so pissed off, he'd take and throw his mouthpiece across the gym and stuff.
Oh, is that why he was saying that to you when I was
That's
rolling with
exactly
him?
yes,
Yeah,
because that's what he used to do. He used to
Yeah.
get pissed off every time he'd lose.
Yeah.
And-
I've only rolled with him twice. Today being the second day.
Yeah.
I mean, the last time we rolled, we were white belts. Like this was years ago.
Yeah. And then he actually, what did he do? He started doing MMA for a while. I don't know. He never competed or never fought. He was just training MMA. And I don't know where he was doing at it, but it's one of those gyms where, from what I understand, hey, new guy, let's see how bad we can beat the shit out of him.
Oh, yeah.
No, yeah, they love to do
Those
that.
are
You know,
nice.
one of those gyms. And
nice.
he's one of those guys who's like, all right, fuck it. Let's see how bad you can beat me, and I'm going to beat you back. Because he's not going to quit.
Yeah, he
Right.
just doesn't
You know,
quit. Yeah.
so he was forced to get good fast. And then, of course, me and him had our weekly rolls that we do for, I don't know, we did that for 3 or 4 years, where he was my only training partner.
Yeah.
So we just roll till whenever, no timer, just, all right, let's go. So we'd have a 15-minute roll, 20-minute roll, whatever, until one of us got tired. And always end up, we'd say the same thing. There'd always be this one point where I'm like, okay, if he gets, he's almost got the triangle. If he sinks it in, I'm just going to tap because, damn it, I'm tired. What do you mean I'm not so tired? And we'd both do that.
Yeah, keep going.
Until eventually we just, somebody got something.
Tim never taps. Let's just be clear.
He taps the wrist stuff.
I know.
Yeah,
when,
I won't tap the
I know when
I don't
Tim,
even go after his throat anymore. I'm just watching his wrist the whole time.
that the
Okay, he
secret?
grabbed me, push his elbow, Yeah, and start grabbing his wrist, push his elbow. I don't even go after his throat anymore. Yeah, he'll just go out.
he just wants to just go to sleep, basically.
Hey,
before
nap
he
in the middle of
taps.
rolling. Hey, I'm getting rest. What the hell? Why not?
I go after his wrist.
The white belts, when we're training chokes, and they just look at me so weird. They're like, harder? I'm like, yeah, go ahead. Just, come on, a little harder. Come on, keep going, keep going. And they're like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? I'm like, I'm not going to tap until it hurts, man. Until you're really choking me.
You get this like evil grin on your face. And that's when I know your brain is getting very close to anoxic. Like, you're just
Anoxic.
like
That's
you're
a cool name.
like you get like this like little
another
half,
band.
this little half
band.
grin, and I'm like, oh, Tim's I'm getting in
hip-hop
there,
name.
and I just usually, man, like I'm kind of done trying to cross collar choke you because this shit don't work.
I can distinctly, that smile you're talking about, I distinctly remember doing it. It's one of those things where when somebody's trying to choke me, and if it hurts like hell, but I can still breathe and I still have blood flow, I understand that if I tapped, I'd only be tapping the pain.
To pain.
Fuck that.
Yeah,
So I smile, and I will look at you like,
it works.
it ain't gonna happen, dude.
Like, well,
Shit, I'm not going to tap him with this.
It's kind of like Ben was talking about with the talking during the match. And when I compete, I talk to my opponents.
Do you?
Yeah.
What do you say?
I compliment them.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it takes away their aggressiveness.
That's a lovely pair of tits you have there, sir. Stuff like that.
If a guy I'm trying to take down and I can't because he's just, overpowering me. I'm like, dude, you're super strong, man. Or, guy I couldn't, he had a knee shield up and I was having a hard time passing. I was like, dude, your knee shield is phenomenal, man. He's like, oh, thanks. 3 seconds later, I'm past it.
Nice.
It catches them off
military
guard.
intelligence.
Yeah, it catches them off guard when you compliment them because
psyop.
now it takes it away from being a competition to more like we're rolling in class.
In class.
Yeah.
That's
So,
true. Yeah,
where
'cause
you're
I
not-
talk. I'll do something. I always talk. I say stuff like "nah, bitch" and stuff like that.
You do say that kind of stuff. It's fun.
Yeah, that's good. Philip, you don't really talk till the end, man.
Yeah.
You're quiet.
He's
You're
intense.
No, Philip's
Yeah,
got that intense look
yeah,
like,
he doesn't make
"Hi,
eye
Philip, you ready to
contact
go?"
either.
I'm going to kill you.
He doesn't make eye contact.
Some of the
either.
pictures, I was going through a bunch of the old pictures. Some of the pictures after class, he's still in that mode. It's just like, Jesus, is he okay? Everyone else is happy, and Philip's just in the mix.
Well, these are like old pictures or something.
Yeah, some of the
Okay.
older ones. I was trying to mess with one of those programs. So I was finding old
okay.
pictures and cutting them up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've definitely found my peacefulness after class now.
Oh,
man.
yeah,
like,
dude,
I'm
you're-
just like
you're
I'm
like
just
a-
like fucking guy smiley after class.
Yeah, you are.
Hell yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, it's fun stuff.
I love that stuff, man.
Me too.
I love when like class is over with and I'm so tired. I'm like confused. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? Are we doing advance?
Yeah,
Where's everybody?
is it Nogi or Gi?
Yeah, what are we doing? Shit. Okay. All right.
I like it when after class, after regular class, I'm like, I'm dead. There's no way I'm staying for advanced. I'm not doing it. It
Yeah.
ain't going to happen. All right, time for advanced. I'm like, I think I know an hour in me.
Yeah, I can do it.
can do
I
it.
got 3 or 4 more rolls in me. Sure,
Yeah.
why not? Oh, man. Jiu-jitsu.
Hell yeah, man.
Oh, okay. So Aikido, anything other than like anything besides jiu-jitsu and combatives and all that? Like,
Nope, that's
okay.
it.
So you've never taken any boxing or any kickboxing, just basically army
What I
combatives?
know is majority of what I learned through the Army.
Yeah.
I mean, the stuff works if you keep doing it.
Yeah.
Kind of like you were asking about the pistol the other day.
Yeah.
When we
yeah,
and Ricky
yeah.
in there, and because I don't even remember how we even got on the topic, but
We were talking about like if you're in a situation where you're closer than 20 feet or whatever, or a knife versus a pistol.
People use the excuse,
versus-
so
yeah.
I'll just pull a gun.
Right,
and
yeah,
how
we were talking about-
that doesn't work.
Yeah,
And if I'm close enough, that gun ain't going to work because I can get that gun.
Yeah, or
And-
at least get your arm or something.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah, because and we had talked about because you asked the question, what would you do? I said, well, I'd grab their wrist, and you thought it was odd that I grabbed the wrist instead of the gun.
Yeah.
And then Ricky found one of Coach's training guns, and we demonstrated why you grab the wrist and not grab the gun.
Yeah.
You grab the gun, I still have control of where it points. I can move my body.
Which was weird. It was
Yeah.
weird. You wouldn't think that it would be that way. You think it'd be the other way around. Just kind of logically thinking through it in my mind, it seemed like if you grab the gun, you'd have more control over it.
Yeah.
I guess ideally you grab the wrist and the gun, but if you can only grab one, you grab the wrist.
Yeah.
Which is
generally speaking, what I'm trying
trying to push
I'll
it
generally
away.
grab the gun and I'll grab you.
okay.
Somewhere. I'll grab your nostrils or whatever. I don't care.
Okay.
But I control whether the gun points because I can move your arm around.
Yeah.
And yes, you can still have mobility of your wrist, but not. You don't have 360-degree mobility here. It only goes so far. So
Right,
as long
so-
as I move it so that you can't point it back towards me,
Right.
you shoot all you want. Waste all your bullets.
And I
Okay.
mean, yeah, it was because I grabbed the gun and Ricky just moved his arm and
Yeah.
just like, see, it doesn't, you know, you don't really have. I can still shoot you. And he just moved his body over and just kept pulling the trigger. I was like, yeah, and it was a rubber gun, so it
Yeah.
bent even more than like a real gun would. It was weird. It wasn't what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Kind of glad we did that. Now, I know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, but that's the kind of stuff we train. You know,
Yeah.
stuff like that. How to deal with knives, how to deal with guns, how to deal with rifles.
Yeah, you got those electrical shock knives.
shock knives, yeah.
Nice.
Dude, if y'all ever want, they're in my office right now. If y'all ever want to train with them, let me know.
Fun stuff.
If you're just bored at work or you leave work early
I kinda wanna
and
do
call
it.
me up and say, hey,
Well-
because I got all this stuff. What do you make out of it?
What do they look like? They look like a knife?
It
but they're,
so it's dagger shaped.
Okay.
So it's
like double
Looks like a big
Double
Bowie
sided.
knife. Looks like a big Bowie knife.
Really?
Yeah.
yeah.
To me.
So it's dagger shaped. You know, it's I guess about a 6-inch blade.
Okay.
And it's a hard plastic.
Yeah.
And what it is the electrified portion is where the sharpness would be.
Okay. Just
So
around
if you touch the broadside while it's electrified, nothing happens. Just like with a real knife, you wouldn't get cut.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's not continuously electrified. There's a button on it. So that, you know, while we're out here waving around, I don't have to electrify it.
Computer went to sleep.
Yeah, your computer just.
Oh, it's just
Okay,
it's
cool.
just a monitor. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me make sure, but yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's just a It's,
Yeah, but it's just like a taser.
yeah. Okay.
But,
Okay.
But knife
like
shaped.
a knife shaped taser.
Yeah, and the only portion that's electrified is where the cutting edge would be,
Uh-huh.
or the stabbing point would be. And what it does, two things. One, it makes you train more realistically.
Yeah.
Because if I have a rubber knife, there is no fear involved. You know.
Yeah.
Nobody's afraid.
Does it shock you pretty bad? I mean, it's
you
enough.
can adjust the
enough,
voltage.
A lot of yes, you can adjust
enough you
voltage,
don't
yeah.
want.
Yeah, it's enough. So it kind of depends on where it gets you.
Yeah.
And if it gets you through the clothes, I can tell you the worst place I've ever been hit with it is right here in the back of my neck.
Dude.
That sucked ass.
Dude, I got rap shotted doing that heavy combat stuff I used to do one time. You were open close and you reach. It's a lot of wrist movement. You don't realize how much wrist movement it is. Like if you just go, we're right on top of each other and you've got a baseball bat basically in your hand and you do this, boom, it'll hit you right in the face. And somebody like rap shot him over here and they just did like that. It hit me in the back right here. Dude, it was like, it felt like I got hit by lightning. It was just
What
like,
was this he used to do?
that SCA heavy combat. It's like
Society for
LARP.
Creative American.
yeah, you know the Society for Creative. I did the heavy combat. They do it at Keys Park on
Okay.
Sundays, and they'd go to war and all that shit. But yeah, man, it was like it just like boom, like it just. I got scared for a second because
I
I
hate
literally
that.
just like everything just went. Boom,
It's like like a stinger.
yeah, man, it was
Yeah.
crazy.
Stick fighting sucks, man.
Yeah, well, we're armored up really, really good, but you still get the shit beat out of you.
We were only allowed to wear fencing helmets and hockey gloves,
I fenced it.
or lacrosse gloves rather. So it sucked.
Yeah,
And you could punch.
yeah. So pretty much you could get
Yes.
your elbow broken in your arm. Your
Oh, I
leg.
had my thumb smashed. Like he hit me on my thumb, and the blood squirted out from underneath my fingernail.
It exploded.
Dude, I was so pissed. And look, he could tell even through the fencing mask. He could tell just how fucking pissed I was because I just threw the stick. I threw my glove off. I was like, son of a bitch, and the blood's just coming out. And then he's like, oh, good night. And the instructor's like, man, it's not over. You still need to keep going. You know. And I'm like,
I didn't hear no bell.
that's right, pretty much. So then I'm like, fucking put the glove back on, and I beat the shit. I choked. Oh my god, I beat him. Got him to the ground, took the choke stick, put it across his throat, and just like started doing push-ups on his throat. Oh god, I was so
Damn it.
pissed.
Beautiful.
I know. You see my angry side coming out.
Have you ever?
It's like artistic expression, you know.
Have you ever done any SCA combat?
No,
Okay.
we had to do stick fighting and combatives.
Okay, yeah, I know. I just curious
Just,
if you ever did like
you know,
that.
recreating.
just in case shit, like, you know, just in case, like we have World War III, like
There's
like
sticks.
Einstein says, like I, you
Ah.
know, like I can tell you, you know, like what's his quote about
I
that?
don't know what weapons World War III will be fought with, but I
Right.
can tell you that World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones.
Right,
something
right,
like that.
right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Some, you know,
Exactly.
butchering.
that.
Yeah, exactly. It's just the what if. What if you don't have a gun? What if you don't have a rifle? What if you don't have a knife? There's shit laying all over the ground everywhere.
Sure. That's awesome.
Pick up a broomstick.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
It was cool. The technique that I was so surprised about was just a simple, like you'd punch the sword out. So you have a big, you know, knuckle. It's a big plastic or metal thing over your hand, and then a 1 1/4 inch rattan stick. It's about that long, and it's covered with tape and strapping tape. And you would have your sword and shield almost like a boxer stance with an A-frame, and you just punch and then flick your wrist right at the end. And you would be shocked at how much power just going and flicking your wrist. I mean, bang, it hit you in the head. You'd like see stars for a minute, even with a fucking helmet on. You know what I mean? Just boom, right through that little opening. So if you'd opened it up, that was the first thing that taught you. If you open up their A-frame, shield and sword, just go right in between and flick. Man, I got hit so many times like that, dude. Just bink. Okay, let's go again. Bink. Okay, let's go again. Bink. And then the leg once in a while. Bink. Then the head. I mean, it was crazy. They're so good at it. They wear belts and everything.
Are those guys like new kid in the MMA gym guys? Look at this new guy.
It's very much more jiu-jitsu-esque.
I like the way you're hitting the bag there, man. You want to get in the ring?
Yeah, man. You got a nice
some moves there.
Yeah. Come on,
Moving
check it
good.
out. No. These guys. No, they're most of them are a little older, so they kind of
You know what I'm talking
understand.
about.
I've got a friend who does that out in Oklahoma.
Okay. Yeah.
And he's super into it.
Yeah,
He's got
they
his whole armor.
They get big into
the
that
whole
shit.
9 yards.
Yeah.
He even had a portrait done with him and his armor and his sword.
Really?
I was like,
Like a portrait, like someone painted it.
yes, like somebody painted.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, it looks so cool. It's badass. I gotta
That's
admit.
awesome.
I'm like, I want to do that.
Fucking portrait.
Is it with his SCA armor and his SCA sword, or like a real looking sword?
No, like real looking sword,
Okay.
real looking armor.
Okay.
Hell
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
exciting. I don't know why.
I know, man, dude. I'm looking at it. I'm like, I'm pumped. I want to do that.
Man, I tried to get him into jiu-jitsu. They were, I was trying to the way I tried to convince them to come do jiu-jitsu was that jiu-jitsu, I think, like Japanese jiu-jitsu for sure, was originally designed because you can't just punch somebody that has armor on. You have to use a different fighting style, and that's where joint locks and chokes and dominance on the ground comes from, basically, and throws and all that stuff. So I was trying to show them that, and they some of them caught it. I was like, yeah, I mean, if we're gonna fight and we dropped our armor, our swords, we can't. We're totally suited up. We could punch each other as hard as we can. We would just tire out and just have like broken hands. That's it, So I was showing them arm bars and stuff, and some of them I couldn't get anybody to come, But
Are those guys pretty jacked? I mean,
no,
no,
you would be
they're
so
not, not in shape at all.
They're not in shape. It's weird. They're not. But if you went stick fault with them right now, you'd get tired before they would.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I
It's
mean?
that specific
it's
cardio,
weird.
yeah.
because it's not just doing the movement and blocking. It's you're wearing all this shit. It's hot. You're sweating. You can't see good. It's jarring when you're blocking. It jars your arms really hard. When you get hit, I mean, you literally get your bell rung. I mean, sometimes it's like bang, and you're like, oh fuck, hold on. You know what I mean? It's or if you get hit in the leg. I had bruises on the size of dinner plates. I mean, it's like when you're getting
abused in a relationship. I'm like, is this jiu-jitsu not helping you in your domestic violence situations?
I fenced in high school, so most of them
That's cool.
stand shield foot forward with their striking hand back. I stood with my striking foot forward and my shield foot back because I lunged and did a lot of like
fencer.
and like poking a lot, and that surprised them because nobody does that. So I mean, even I was even kind of brand new, and they didn't think I was even close to being able to hit them, and I would like lunge and push and like boom, like hit them right in the face, and they loved it. They were like, nobody jabs, you need to compete, because they have competitions and shit too.
Nice.
Wow.
They have war competitions, 1-on-1, 2-on-2. They have all kinds of stuff.
I would love to go to a medieval festival.
It's war. You need to go to war where they have like 10.
I've been to war. It doesn't say it
No.
sucks.
This kind of war. It's the SCA war where they go like 15, 20, 10 or 12,000. Not the real thing. This war. No. Less war, more SCA war.
There you go. Hey, I'd love to go do that.
That's fun though, man.
Hell yeah. See, we ought to go. I'll go.
Well, they do like 10,000 people, and you have to be certified. Like you have to get they have knights. You have to be signed off by your knight so that the insurance will cover you and all that stuff for their. I mean, they got a little bit of organization to it. Actually, a lot of organization.
Yeah.
to it.
Well, Tim, I mean, I don't mean to change
No,
the
go ahead.
subject.
Yeah, go ahead.
But
Change the subject.
you just said something very interesting. I mean, you've been to war.
Yeah.
You were in Iraq or Afghanistan or
Iraq.
both.
And
I saw your picture the other day of you.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
look
when I
how
was-
young you look.
that's what I said. It's
I
like,
know.
look how young I look. Oh my
I
gosh.
thought that before I read your comment.
Yeah. That's what, because it post, whatever it was, my first tagged photo or whatever. And I was like, good night. Oh my God, how long I was young. So I was like, yeah, let me share this with people. Let them see how young I was. I wasn't always so old. So yeah, I was in Iraq from 2005 to 2006. And then
that was when it was really busy too, right?
it was quite busy. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could, we counted it by SIGACs, or significant actions. And just in our area of operations, we'd have over 100 significant actions a day.
A
Wow.
day.
Wow.
A day.
A significant action could be anything from an IED blowing up to a sniper shooting
Oh my
to
God.
a full-on firefight.
Wow. So serious
100 a day.
100 a day.
What is
yeah.
what is it now in this area? Do you have any idea?
I
Just
don't.
I was just curious.
Yeah,
Okay. I was just curious.
the hot spot right now is over in Syria with all
Yeah.
it. Yeah, and
Did you
Afghanistan,
see
of
it?
course.
Did you see it go up, go down while you were there, or
Is a lot? No, you see progress in some areas and digression in others.
yeah?
So it was kind of. It all depends. We got Abu Musab Zarqawi while I was there.
Okay.
He got taken down while I was there. So that was like woohoo, yay for us
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah.
And then there'd be other moments that like boo for us.
Do you know which one he was in the deck?
He wasn't. No, he wasn't.
he
He's
wasn't
not in the deck. He was.
Okay.
He is a come after player. So he was one of those
Gotcha.
guys who made himself a name through the war itself.
Okay.
Ah.
Okay.
So he was before that he was a terrorist. He was on the watch list and everything. People knew about who he was, but as far as him being a player in Iraq, not so much.
Yeah.
I think he was from Jordan. I could be totally wrong, but that's where I
Yeah.
think he was from.
Somewhere out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it sucked. But it is what it is.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
It just I don't know. I'd talk about it, and then to me it was that's just kind of it's life. It's just how it
Well,
was.
that's one of the beautiful things about people. We're so adaptable. We can get used to these shit environments, and then that's
the
very,
only problem is once you get used to it, that becomes your new normal, and
Ooh, yeah.
the whole turning it off.
So
portion,
yeah, that's what I was going to
Yeah.
ask. If you don't mind, I was
I
going to
don't
ask
mind
about
at
the
all.
decompression for you. How did that go, and how
so-
long maybe did it take? Or
That's still going on.
yeah,
So I mean, because think about it, it's not just the fact that for a year you were living in this environment and this is what normal is. Boom, hearing explosions and guns and people shooting at you and all that. That's just oh, okay, yeah, we got shot out and go whatever. You also trained for this your whole life, and when you come home, guess what? You continue to train for when you're going to go back. Because I also went to the Horn of Africa in 2012. So it's your lifestyle. So all you're doing is really you're living your lifestyle in a very compressed mode, and it's super hyper intense.
yeah.
So even now, like
Do you feel the compulsion to go back? Like, did you ever feel like when you left, like I want to go back? Like I just, because I hear that some guys,
Yeah.
they come back and it's like the only thing they want to do is just go back with their buddies and get back into the shit.
Yeah.
And,
you want to go back for several different reasons, and the reasons are different for everybody.
Yeah.
For me personally, one, and this is going to sound odd, life is simpler. There's not a whole lot of complications. You're not worried about rent. You're not worried about bills. You're not worried about what's for supper. You're not worried about all you're worried about is the job. That's all you have to worry about. And even though the job itself is complicated, especially as you move up on the hierarchy, that's all you're worried about. You don't have any other focus in life but your job, and you are living your job. So imagine if your job is jujitsu and all you have to worry about is jujitsu, how much easier your life would be. Somebody else is
But
paying your
even in
bills.
that situation, well, yeah, I was gonna say you still got to pay your own bills
Yeah.
and all that stuff.
Yeah,
But
you
it's
don't
like
have-
you're literally singularly focused.
Yeah.
This
yeah.
is what we got to do. This is what I'm in charge of. I don't worry. You don't have to pay your cable bill. None of that shit. You're just
Absolutely, yeah.
So coming
Nothing.
back and having to reacclimate to all of those other things that you have to worry about in
Yeah, I mean,
in
it's
this
just
realm.
reacclimate to all kinds. Driving in traffic was probably the worst for me.
That's what I was going to ask. What could you go in just a few moments that like
So,
really rung?
Before I went there, people would make fun of me because they said I drove like a grandpa. Real calm and slow and everything else like that. Came back, no more. That shit was gone. Because over there,
You didn't want to linger anywhere, so you were trying to move.
It's more than so than that. Is for example, if you see a traffic jam ahead of you on the highway, okay, well that's a traffic jam that way. Not a traffic jam in the oncoming traffic. Go right across the highway. You start going in the oncoming traffic. You're in my way. Get the fuck out my way.
Yeah.
So
Huh.
driving. Imagine being on I-49, seeing a traffic jam, and going, "Oh, it's clear on the other side. Let's just cross over."
And you're like in a Hummer or
Yes.
something.
Yeah, up over Humvee, yeah.
You're just like,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Oh, look, even those because the traffic, even on a, here we have the Jersey barriers in between the concrete barriers in between lanes. They have something similar over there, but they're lower, so we'd cross over those
Like
too.
curb.
Oh, our mechanics hated us. No, yeah, like a really high curb, like about the high. Our mechanics hated us. You know how much stuff you're tearing up when you do that? I'm like,
Yeah, but those Hummers are made for that.
yeah, they're made for a lot. Yeah, they'll go
Yeah.
do some damage, man.
Yeah, I had an H2. It was nice, man.
Did you?
It was fun. Yeah.
Hell yeah,
Yeah,
man.
and I never put it to the test.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know, seriously,
You kept
man.
it pretty.
Like, no, yeah, I kept it pretty. No, Ben's laughing. But look, look in Baton Rouge.
Do you have one of those in it? What are your
The
perks?
fag bag? No, it didn't come in a fag bag.
Damn.
But what they did do is they take you on this obstacle course when you go test drive it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't going to get it. I was going to get something else completely different. And I'm like, well, let me stop. I'm going to test drive it. We test drive it.
I didn't know that. Do they still do this? I just kind of want to go do it.
In Baton Rouge, they had, I mean,
Yeah, I'm gonna buy a Hummer.
they had a
Where's
Hummer-
the test track?
Yeah, they had a Hummer dealership, and they had a test track, and they would bring you on the test track, and you'd be like, man, like the capabilities of this vehicle, I need this. You don't need this shit.
You're gonna be sitting in traffic,
Baton
dude.
Rouge, dude.
You're gonna be
You know
sitting
what
in
I'm saying?
traffic.
Like, yeah, you
I
don't-
could roll over all y'all right now.
That's right.
I could.
Yeah. I could get on an incline. It's 37 degrees.
There's nothing around here.
Cannot.
Yeah.
But when they take you on it, like you're grabbing on, like you're about to fall out the freaking vehicle,
Yeah. And that's like a civilian one.
That's
He's driving
right.
around
The
like
one
the
he's
reinforced,
Yeah.
super souped up ones with the tires that
Did
are
you guys
bulletproof
did you
and
guys
shit.
have the reinforced like armor and stuff?
Oh,
or- yeah.
Up
yeah.
armor. So we had two versions. One was called level 2 armor, and that's where basically soldiers took and like, okay, somebody got a cutting torch, let's get some sheet metal and cut out a door, boom, and stuff like that. And
Sure.
we just added metal plates everywhere, put sandbags on the floorboard. And things.
Would it stop like small arms fire, but maybe not like long rifle?
It would stop small arms fire through the door, not through the window.
Yeah.
You're looking more for shrapnel is what you're trying to.
Gotcha.
But and then we had the the commercial level 3 up armored Humvees with the bulletproof windows and stuff like that. So with the combat locks on the doors and things. So yeah, we had different kinds. And then earlier on in my career we had the non-armored version, with the plastic doors and whatnot.
Right.
Plastic, whatever it is, I could kick through it. I can tell you that.
It was Bakelite, like the old ARs in the Vietnam.
Hell yeah.
Bakelite.
So, but even with those vehicles, I mean, they're still tough as hell. I've got a picture of myself somewhere where I took my Hummer through this, for lack of better words, a very small creek, but it was super deep. And we drove through it, and I stopped halfway just to show what I could do. Got out, and I'm just crouching underneath my Humvee. Just taking the Humvee's like over my head,
wow.
and I'm just crouching over it, straddling this little ditch type thing, just to show here's what I can go through.
I see what you're saying. Okay,
Yeah,
So
and then
you're
I kept
Dude,
driving.
I'll be honest with you, man. I put 100,000 miles on that thing, and all I ever did was change the oil.
Really?
Never had a single issue with it.
Oh yeah, they're very well
Did
made.
you sell it or something?
Yeah, unfortunately. I wish I'd have kept it. Yeah, because I see him on the road still, and I'm like, that's pretty sweet looking.
Dude,
They are.
Yeah.
my
I don't like the H2. I like the original Hummer design.
I had
Yeah.
the like it's the SUT or no, yeah, the SUT was a truck. It wasn't the full.
Oh, it had
Yeah,
a
okay,
bed to
yes.
it or
Yeah, it had
something?
like a truck bed in the back.
I'm trying to think what that looked like.
Yeah.
I don't know. I, ain't
I can picture it all day long.
Yeah.
I mean, I can draw one in my head, but I don't know if it's the real thing. Like, oh, I've seen those. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
There it is. There's that
Just
memory.
drew it in my head. Yeah, exactly. Just pluck a memory out. Oh, yeah, sure, that's what it is. Yeah.
It's Deadpool and Unicorn. That's exactly what it is.
There you go.
We're all in the same spot now. Awesome. Oh yeah.
Oh shit, that's
Yeah,
crazy,
yeah.
man.
I wouldn't mind having a Hummer in real life, though. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Just, and I don't even know why. Not, once again, like, what am I going to use it for?
Yeah.
When I go hunting, I can get everywhere I want in my pickup truck. I don't need.
You know what? I really do like the new Ford F-250s. Not that I have a single use for it, but they're nice looking trucks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like little, small, fast cars, man.
I do too.
I love like a little souped up, small, fast car. I don't know why, just do. It's
I do too.
Fun, man.
I like the M3s and the M4s, the
Yeah,
BMWs.
yeah.
And I used to have an Infiniti G35. This was back before they changed it to G37. It had like 19-inch wheels on it. It was a sport package.
Yeah.
It had like 300 horsepower. Dude, I got so many tickets in that vehicle.
Bet you did.
So many
I
tickets.
bet you did,
Yeah,
man.
but I really enjoyed driving it. You
Just
know?
about anything with like 300 horsepower, disc brakes on all the wheels,
Yeah.
like really good tight shocks.
Yeah.
You know, and like a little bucket seat. I don't really care.
So
I
nice,
drive
man.
the shit out of that
Yeah.
thing, man. My daughter's driving around my old little shitty Nissan that like is falling apart, but I can't wait until like she doesn't want to drive it anymore, or it can't be driven anymore. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but I'm gonna it's probably gonna get left out somewhere.
What kind of Nissan is it?
It's a Nissan Versa. It's like a
Versa?
grandma,
Okay, yeah,
little
yeah.
grandma
Yeah.
hatchback Versa.
Yeah.
I just want to bring it out somewhere and tear the shit out of it, and then just like leave it out there. You know what I mean? Just get it stuck somewhere upside down. Like, okay, well, it's the end of that car. Let's go. Because I had it for like 10 years. The bumper's missing, and like she's got a tie strapped on and stuff. The interior's torn to pieces and shit. I'm like, I can't wait.
That's the kind of car every teenager needs.
Yeah, I know. Well, she was like, I don't want to drive this. I'm like, okay, well, see you. Okay, well, guess what?
Bus is still running.
Get
You
some
can get you to
shoes.
school.
Yeah, get some walking
Yeah.
shoes. I don't know what to tell you because this is what you're going to drive if you want to drive something.
I was so happy when my daughter did not have that attitude because we got her I think I paid $2,000 for her first pickup truck.
Yeah.
Oh, and it was just a piece of crap. Total piece of crap. Matter of fact, it cost me an additional $1,000 to get it running.
Oh,
You know?
man, that sucks.
So, and yeah, she was thrilled to death to have it. Thrilled to
That's
death.
awesome.
Hey, you know, where the hell has Aaron been?
He switched
Yeah.
to the.
Has he been cooking and cleaning his room? Mopping?
Yeah,
He
I
been doing
wish,
his
yeah.
shit? Okay.
No, he switched shifts at work.
Okay.
So he works 3 to 11. So, and when he's not doing this, on his days off, he's riding his motorcycle. He's that's all he gives a damn about now is his motorcycle and looking cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
well,
cool.
you know, he could actually be cool if he did jujitsu.
You know, I said the same thing. He got, but in my opinion, he got what he wanted out of
A
jujitsu.
broken rib.
A medal.
Oh, okay.
Now you can show people.
Yeah.
Yeah. He can hang it up on his wall and say, "Look what I did! I got a silver medal in competition."
Yeah. Yeah, that no.
Yeah, I agree. No,
No.
I'm like saying, look, if you keep doing it, you could get more.
Yeah.
You could even get cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, you may.
Yeah. Or a belt like you got. You got
Yeah.
a belt.
Yeah,
I
I got
need
a
to
belt.
shadow box my belts. I've been thinking about doing that. You do that? Anybody? You got your belts hung up? Like
I don't have any belts.
Oh, I just gave you one. Just gave you purple.
Oh, no, I lost my white.
Oh,
I
I was-
thought they
I
were
was
saying,
talking
yeah,
about a
during the
championship
move.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
When I
about, Philip.
moved,
He was talking about the
I
championship.
lost my white. I have no idea. I'm still
Oh,
digging for it, but no,
sucks, dude.
I have my black. I know where it's at, but I don't know the white one. That
I've got a box.
Do you?
Yeah, well, Tammy got it for me for,
Oh
for
yeah, I
Christmas.
think I actually remember you
yeah.
saying something about that.
Yeah. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, I need to do that. Where'd she get them from? Like just Hobby Lobby or something?
Yeah, I think she brought my belts to Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, and they just
and
framed
mounted
them. or
them.
something.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, and it has enough room in the box where if I ever get promoted again,
Yeah,
I can.
I'm pretty sure you will.
Stick that.
Yeah, I
long
think
as you
it's
just-
going to happen.
yeah.
Keep coming, dude.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a little while.
If I can stay healthy.
yeah,
Held it long enough.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a little while. But
You know,
will.
I'm cool with it taking a little while.
Yeah.
Oh
I was,
yeah, dude. This is a lifetime endeavor for me.
Yeah.
I love this shit.
For me, blue belt,
That singer.
blue
I hear
belt
that
was
on the
way too
computer.
short lived. I would have liked
I like how
to
you
be
text
blue belt
that, dude.
still.
Yeah, that's sweet.
I actually was like in the middle of it. I was really just texting. I love this shit, like just to say it. Then I like while I was sending it, I was like, oh, that's it.
I love this
That's what he
shit.
said. Yeah. I'm just checking to make sure we're still rocking and rolling.
Cool.
Check it out, man. I'm rocking. I'm rolling. I'm making it happen.
Y'all know how long we've been going? How long y'all think we've been going?
An hour
I
and
have
39
no
minutes.
clue.
Hour and 27.
Really? Time's
You'd have
flying,
won.
man.
You'd have won. So I was thinking 45 minutes for some reason.
45 minutes, really?
Yeah, but if it was Price is Right, I would have lost because I went over.
Oh, yeah. You got to be the closest
Yeah,
to stay
Yeah,
under.
old shows like that.
$1, Bob, $1.
Those game shows, you try to watch them and they're
now it's
weird.
true.
They are
Okay,
fucking
I'm
weird,
sorry.
dude.
It's
They
very
are.
weird to watch old
Joe,
game
how
shows
old I
like
am.
that.
No, I know.
Everything's weird about them, like the way they dress and
the way
everything.
that people are excited,
Yeah.
and just everything's just real weird.
It is
And
weird.
It's fun to watch some of that shit, but it's just weird. Bob Barker.
I loved when Bob Barker kicked Adam Sandler's ass.
Oh,
And,
Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore, yeah.
what did he say? He was like, "Stay down, bitch."
Bitch. That wheel. What was the show? What was the wheel where the thing at the end? Like,
What was the wheel called?
yeah.
That's on The Price is Right. Where you had to
Price
spin
is
the wheel.
Right. I couldn't think of what
Yeah.
the name of the show was. Price is Right. I love that. I just think that was the coolest thing. I don't know why. I just thought it was cool.
I always thought to myself, if I spin, I'm gonna spin the hell out of it.
Yeah.
That thing's going around for an
I
hour,
loved
man.
it when people were like, I was like, I just thought it was funny, man. I don't know why. I just
You
thought it
think
was
that's what the old people like about it? Just the.
I don't know, man. The flashing colors.
That wakes them back up from being almost dead.
Why do
Maybe
you
so.
think they're in the casino now? And they sit
No
sit
shit, just
tweeting
shining
on it?
lights.
That's pretty much all it was.
It's weird
yeah.
how kids and old people that they both merged or migrated to the same thing.
Hell yeah.
Kids just flashing lights. They
Yeah,
love them. Old
flashing
people
lights.
just flashing lights. And cigarettes. It's the only difference is cigarettes.
I can see it now. Little kid casinos.
Flash
Hell
of
yeah.
lights.
That's what an arcade is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
pretty
That
much.
is exactly what an arcade is.
Yeah.
Hell,
What's
my-
an arcade? No.
You know that's a shame because arcades are so much fun.
They
man.
are.
You know?
They're a different thing now. They still have them, but they're different.
They're totally like
Yeah.
Dave and Buster's. Have you ever been to one
Yeah,
of those?
yeah.
It's like, is this is a video game? Like
Yeah.
you got to stand up in it and do things.
Yeah, like
and
takes
it's
you like turn around to be scanned. You have to like
Right.
let it scan you and stuff, and facial recognition, and like, okay, am I gonna get to play? What do I do? And you're the character in the game. Like, I don't need to be. The
Yeah,
character.
this sucks.
I've been standing there for
I'm
20
playing a
minutes.
fucking game. I don't want to beat me right now.
I mean,
Damn
but
it.
then it is kind of cool sometimes. It's like, oh look, I just got ate by the dinosaur.
And then you see some kids they're like jumping around and dancing on the machine,
Yeah.
you know, but they're holding on to the guardrail and their feet are just.
Have you seen the video?
What are you doing,
Like
man?
their feet
You're like,
have-
I don't know, but I'm winning. You
Like
know?
their feet have
No, but I'm winning. That's right.
Have you seen the video of like the super fat kid that like is really good at the Dance Revolution?
No.
No.
He's like 70 pounds overweight easily.
I think I may have
And
seen
he's like
something like
tearing it up, and it's like, what the fuck? How is he that overweight? If he's literally moving like I can't believe how he's moving. You've seen it though?
that. I think I have
Yeah,
seen
it's
that.
hilarious, man.
We've got a Nintendo Switch, and we'll play. Alex and I will play Just Dance, and it's funny because I'm over here like I'm trying to do the dance moves and like everything else, and
fucking
they're
losing.
like you suck, you
Yeah.
suck, you suck, and then Alex is in there,
Yeah.
and
She
she's
knows how
like
to
they're like
flick her
they're like
wrist.
excellent. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah,
She just knows how to
Yeah.
just flick the
Yeah.
controller. She's like, I'm just not uninterested. you know?
Yeah, we figured out on the Wii. Like I remember we were playing bowling on the Wii, and every time when we first got it, we were standing up there all serious.
Hell
and
yeah.
then we 20 minutes into it, we realized you could just go like,
On the couch.
Oh yeah, my
the
daughter
couch.
was the first to figure that out. She was laying down going. I'm like, that's not the point. You got to get up. She's like, no, don't watch.
"Hey, I'll watch strike." Yeah, that's what we were doing, just flick, strike. Like you just figured it out.
I thought me and my wife liked it more than my daughter. We'd get out there and play golf. She's like,
Yeah, really get into
Oh,
it.
I love the Wii.
Yeah, it was kind
I
of fun.
I
man.
still have one.
Yeah.
if mine wouldn't have broken, we'd still be playing it.
You can come to my house anytime and play.
You got
Wii.
one like
Sweet.
hooked up, ready to go.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Wii Sports, man, that was the bomb, man.
Oh, I love it, man.
Golf, tennis,
Yeah.
baseball, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Box. Did they have boxing on
Yeah,
They
this?
did have boxing,
Yeah,
yes.
boxing.
Like side by side.
I
split
dealt
screen.
with the same thing because I was doing MMA at the time when we got it. So I'm up there just throwing combinations and moving, using footwork and all this shit, and I'm just losing. My character's getting the fuck beat out of him. And my like I said, I look at my brother's just doing this number here.
Yeah.
So I got to do, dude. Why the fuck we playing then?
Right.
What's the point? The whole point's movement.
Yeah, yeah. Let's
Yeah.
get up. Get
No,
up.
I'm good, dude. Oh, never mind. I'm good. I'm gonna go outside. Fuck this shit.
This is the same brother that used to do backyard wrestling with, pretty much.
Or
would-
you
or
know,
would- did he participate?
Neither one of them really participated all that
they-
much. It was just other retarded friends.
Other friends.
They were into that shit.
Okay, so it's funny you mentioned wrestling. Have you
You going
guys-
tonight?
Huh?
You going tonight?
Is that tonight?
Yeah.
Where,
The
where,
Coliseum?
or something?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I didn't know they were doing it. Are you going?
No.
Oh.
Not
You want to go?
No.
I have zero interest in going.
Who's fighting tonight? That guy's fighting tonight, right? What's his face?
Bellator?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Michael
Okay,
Venom
yeah,
Page
yeah.
and Simtex. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
Nice, nice.
what's going
Anyways.
on?
Oh, I was gonna ask you guys about wrestling, like the history of it. Have you heard of K-Fob?
No.
So K-Fob is like this. I don't know, like 100 years ago, 120 years ago, when they first started doing catch wrestling and like
You
competitive
talking about
wrestling.
history of wrestling, like American?
American wrestling.
Okay, yeah,
And
okay. I got
how
you, I got you.
it evolved into pro wrestling.
Yeah, I got you.
But the way that they captured the audience, because what would happen is these guys, they would get together and they would just circle each other for like an hour or two, and then when they would engage, I mean, these matches would last hours and hours, and there'd be no end to them, and then so they'd stop the match, and then and then they'd come back later, and then try to finish the match. So for the crowd, it was very unengaging for long periods of time. So they developed a storyline. Okay, and so the idea behind having a storyline in wrestling is you have something that's been constructed like a storyline. So it's like some people get together and they're like, okay, well, this is going to be the basic. It's like a deception. And for a long time, obviously the crowd knows that it's a deception now, but there are different layers of deception. And Eric Weinstein talks about this, and he talks about K-Fob, which is the idea that there are storylines that are constructed, they're a construct. And then all of these things happen on top of that initial let's call it a primary deception. Okay. Some of these things are continued deceptions that are engineered, and some of them just kind of happen out of just out of chance. Okay. So you have these outcomes that are unpredictable, and then you have these other outcomes that are planned. And so he was likening this to intelligence agencies and how there's a deception. And then there's once you build this foundational deception, then you can have all these other storylines kind of just emerge out of the initial deception. Some of it's engineered, some of it's not. Some of it's not planned. And so then you start having like secondary and tertiary and quaternary levels of deception, and the human brain can only process. This is what he says in the interview. The human brain can only process so many different levels. So you're just like,
so much bullshit.
like meltdown. So you just melt down. I mean, like you can't fathom. The varying levels and dimensions that they bring the storyline through, and I say they very loosely. But in professional wrestling, that's how this works. There's a basic premise, there's a deception, but then like things will emerge out of that. Like, the guys will actually be allowed some latitude to fight, and then maybe, one guy will actually be the victor, and that was planned, but sometimes it's not, and then you have other guys coming out from the locker rooms, and then they're having this interaction, and it's this distraction. And it's just kind of funny how he makes it analogous to to some of the stuff that the intelligence agencies have been involved in historically.
And where'd you see this?
It was a Rebel Wisdom.
Rebel Wisdom. Okay.
A guy. He has a lot of a lot of the people from the intellectual dark web.
What is the intellectual dark web?
Well, it's a term that I think that was actually coined by Eric Weinstein.
Okay.
And so
Apparently, it's where the WWE and the CIA are the same.
Okay, that's probably pretty fucking accurate. That's about how crazy it is.
Yeah. But I mean, but he has like Jordan Peterson on there. He has he has Brett Weinstein, which is Eric's brother.
Yeah.
Eric is a mathematician and like a quasi quantum physicist, and he's also gotten really big into the financial sector.
Wait. How do you become a quasi quantum physicist?
Because I think initially he
Isn't that like where I watch a lot of Big Bang, so I think I know what I'm talking about?
Well, no, it's more like he's got, I think he's got a PhD in mathematics, so he's got such a
foundation in mathematics,
such
so
an
he's
expansive amount of knowledge. I don't know that he's maybe has a
mean,
formal credential of being an like a quantum physicist or an astrophysicist, but he has the ability to understand all the concepts mathematically.
He's got a PhD in mathematics. He reads his horoscope. Got it.
Yeah, they're right.
Yeah.
I mean, theoretical physics is basically just somebody saying, well, like, did y'all see the Brian Cox interview with Joe Rogan when he was like,
it was
I
really
didn't watch
good.
it.
It was pretty interesting
It
when
was good.
he said something like, technically lightsabers could exist because of X, Y, and Z, and Joe asked him
Talking about handing it off to engineers. I was going to talk to you
That's
about
what I
that.
was going to say. And Joe Rogan was like, well, blah, 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 blah. And he was like, hey, that's for the engineers to figure out, man.
I was going to bring that up with
And he
you.
laughed because he knows that's kind of, that's what it means. Like, well, technically it could happen. So, go figure it out.
Yeah.
So you could, if you have a foundation in mathematics, you're really just kind of guessing about technology and what happens maybe at the particle level and all that stuff.
Sure.
So I kind of understand what he meant by quasi, because in a way, a lot of them they're all quasi, because a lot of their theories haven't been proven, and at some level they still don't know what the fuck happens. So
Right.
It's all kind of just philosophy and math kind of
Absolutely.
mixed up together.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So continue on.
yeah,
please.
yeah, sure. So this for WWE Quantum Man, we're like, where are we going? What's going on? Just,
I don't know. That's,
Feels like I don't know where I went.
I was just. I mean,
explaining the
I
dark
was
web.
basically just saying that this guy, like as far as like what his credentials are. I know that he's in the financial sector now, so he understands a lot about like he predicted the 2008 collapse. So I mean he uses his background to make these kind of predictions. And
Right.
So take it at face level or
Right,
whatever.
yeah.
But it was a very interesting interview, and that was just one of the things that he talked about. In the interview, he's very much like he's very much opposed to a lot of the leftist socialism type of agenda that's going on right now. But he himself considers himself left wing, so it's just kind of strange, how if you don't completely fit the mold of every single standard that the left has for you, then all of a sudden you're alt-right.
and those standards change all the time.
Yes.
And I think that
Just make up on the fly.
I think the intellectual
They're
dark
using-
web emerged out of being called alt-right. So you had all these people who are not right-wing. You have Jordan Peterson, you have Eric Weinstein, Brett Weinstein, Joe Rogan. You got a lot of different figures that they're just questioning things. They're talking about things, and they don't necessarily all agree on everything, but they have a common objective, which is to not accept the narratives that you're told every day, and to question things objectively and try to come to at least a conclusion that that doesn't mirror the groupthink of everyone else in your group. So.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, where do we go from there? Don't think like everybody, man. Think like you.
Yeah.
Groupthink is
Well, I think that's
groupthink is a huge problem.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's who was I talking to the other day? I cannot remember who it was. Oh, Lane. Talking to Lane, and we're having a conversation about how I get input from people in meetings, and I said to avoid groupthink, I get input one at a time, and I'll start with the lowest ranking person. Because if you start with the highest ranking person,
everybody
that
follows
idea,
suit.
that sounds like
Yeah.
a good idea.
Yep.
Whereas the higher ranking people are not influenced by the lower ranking people.
Right.
So if you want to get input, start with who's the newest guy, who's the lowest ranking. He's like, I could do that during baseball meetings. Ask the freshmen first, then the sophomores, then the juniors. It's like, yeah. So it's an easy premise. It's an easy way to make sure that you avoid groupthink.
Yeah, I think what the most senior officer in the room thinks.
I agree with him.
Yeah, I agree with that guy over there.
Yeah.
He's what happened?
Very successful.
Yeah.
That's what that's exactly what I was going to say.
You worded it way better. That's a good job. Good job.
But that's
I have
actually
nothing
a
else to say.
psychological phenomenon
Yes.
that
Oh, sure.
occurs.
Yes.
You get a group of people together. And
Hierarchies always form. That's what we're talking about with the mole people. It's
Right.
always we're like, what are the hierarchies? 6 floors under the ground in a 100-year-old subway station, like
Yeah.
with these people eating roaches. What's the hierarchy like? Anyway,
You think they have different kings down there?
Well, Phil said mayors. He actually said
he
the
has
word
mayor?
mayor. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm not opposed to that idea completely.
Yeah, I remember distinctly him saying mayor at one point. I was
You
like,
think-
you think they have a mayor?
What, do you think they have mayors just because one guy tried to be king and they just thought that was just too overwhelming,
much.
overbearing?
I'm trying not to.
You can be prince or you can be mayor, but not king.
You
faggot.
can't be king.
Yeah,
Get out of here, faggot. What? So we got Mayor Mole Man. That's awesome. Do you think they have a mail system?
Mayor.
And if you
We
vote me
actually
into
talked about
office-
like them having jobs and stuff, and like little shops, and and they like who delivers the mail and all that stuff. Yeah, man.
They have mail.
hierarchies.
They get mail.
Oh
Yeah,
god,
they
that,
do
that
get
reminds me
mail.
so much of that movie. What
Yeah,
was it? Oh, where like Dennis Leary was like the mayor of the Mole People.
With
that was a Demolition Man.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's basically what we're kind of like how
Yeah.
sophisticated does it get?
Damn it. Yeah, that seems too cool.
What do you mean?
The Demolition Man thing. I was thinking something way worse.
Oh, I was thinking like people down there like with pus
Yeah,
on them and
that's
stuff,
what I'm
like
thinking.
covered in their own
Some
shit.
mutants and
like,
shit,
but there's
yeah.
still some semblance
Yes.
of I'm in charge down here.
Yeah.
There's shit all over him and
Yeah.
stuff,
Ben's acting like, man, you just ruined my Mole Man theory, man.
I'm repainting it. We're good.
But listen, if you think about it though, like these are the people that are going to be the future of humanity, right? Because we were talking about this
Is there
in the
survival
podcast.
skills?
No, because if there's an epidemic, all of us are going to die from the plague or whatever it is that annihilates human civilization, but they will be effectively quarantined, so they will actually produce the future progeny, the future generations of
Yeah,
humanity.
they might not even know something.
Not me,
going
bitch.
on.
I've been vaccinated.
Hey, do y'all think? I think this would be an interesting study. Do you think that our immune systems, our basic immune systems, get stronger doing jiu-jitsu because of with the interaction with bodily
Yes.
fluid and stuff?
100%.
Do you think? Okay, I think we probably do.
Yes.
But I don't know the evidence or why or the mechanisms. I mean, other than just
because
basic theory.
you have innate immunity and you have adaptive immunity, and that part of that being exposed to different antigens, exposed to different chemicals, different bacteria, you build up your immunity in that regard, and it's an acquired immunity that you build
and
up.
that's what I
was
think.
going to say.
Yeah, just like that.
He just worded it better.
That's basically what I thought. I couldn't put it together. I just more was like, yeah, sure it does. You're spit in my mouth, and I'm getting your sweat, whatever.
It's a simple
sure.
science. It's a very simple science. It's just inoculation.
Yeah.
And it's been around since Louis Pasteur discovered microorganisms back in the 1700s.
The more you're exposed, the more your body learns to adapt and all that.
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of the basis of CRISPR? Didn't they figure out that certain DNA could trap and like take a most wanted picture of particular bacteria or something, and your DNA would remember this is bad bacteria, this is good bacteria, and they would figure out what's
what? I'm not exactly sure how they develop CRISPR. I just know that it changes the genetic.
Okay.
Some of that
the
rings a
genetic
bell.
composition.
I'm not terribly sure. Either.
That's the way I remember somebody explaining it. Like
How they engineered it.
They discovered that DNA would like take a virus or some bacteria that was introduced into a body, and it would fight it off, but then keep a little piece of it and be like this is bad stuff. If you see this, kill it. Like a most wanted type poster, and they figured out that they could just change what the snapshot was, and it would, if it's cancer or some, how long you want to live, they could figure those things out. It would either fight or keep,
Well, my understanding of immunity on the macromolecular level is that you're
more than me, I'm sure. But
well,
yeah,
I mean, it's just some shit that I learned in a book 20 years ago. It's probably all changed. You know
more
what I'm
than
saying?
yeah, no.
But anyway, so you have like these immune cells that develop these proteins on the surface of it, and they'll recognize certain what they call antigens. It's like certain combinations of nucleotides, and if a bacteria is kind of floating around in your immune system. Runs across it, an immune cell, it will recognize a specific antigen on the bacteria itself, and something that the bacteria is expressing, and it will bind that bacteria, and then it'll do something called endocytosis, where it pulls it into the cell, and then it destroys it, and a bunch of different molecular reactions inside the cell, and that's kind of how. Like there's something called like phagocytosis, where
Hey, what?
It's like when coach takes you back.
There you
I
go.
don't let him get there. I don't let him.
Good for you.
It's
Good for
very
you.
rare.
Everybody seems to take my back now.
No, but you know what?
Really?
One thing
Yeah,
that
I
I
don't know
did
why.
find very interesting when I was studying immunology was the fact that your body will recognize certain cells as being defunct, as possibly mutating and turning into like cancer, let's say.
Yeah.
And it will bind that cell, and it'll like insert a bunch of chemicals in it, like cytokines and just different types of molecules, and the cell will basically commit suicide in a series of events that's called apoptosis. So your cells, your immune system will induce cellular suicide in cells that are that may be hazardous to you, as you move forward in time. That's pretty interesting. You have cells inside your body right now, and they're not well, and they're like, I'm just gonna go ahead and off myself,
Yeah, they're just greater
for,
good.
for the greater good, for the greater
yeah.
good.
Don't devote any
Wick-ass
more
cells.
resources to me anymore. I'm not worth it anymore. Is that kind of? They're sort of the way.
Yeah,
Like,
it's kind of like
there's no reason to keep me alive anymore.
it's kind of like your immune system's kind of like a policing entity inside of you, And,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they recognize parts of you that need to be eliminated,
Yeah.
So.
Osmosis Jones.
I literally, when I think about stuff like this, that's what's in my head. That movie.
I'm telling you, man.
I know. I think about. So I learned some stuff from that
Oh,
movie.
look, my
man.
daughter said that helped her in her college biology class.
I'm sure it did.
Hell yeah.
I'm sure it did, man.
That's awesome.
I think about that. I had that on VHS tape, by the way, for my kids.
I'm sure we
You
do.
probably still do too. Yeah, I just it logically it seems to make sense that if we're always such close proximity with each other, bodily, sweat, spit, whatever else is going on, a little blood here and there, we're probably building our immune systems in some way. I wonder how much stronger, like if you could quantify, if there was a way, if you could study, like if you rolled with 20 people over the course of 4 years, if you rolled with 500 people over the course of 4 years, if you could quantify like a way to, like you don't get this kind of cold anymore.
Yeah.
You don't get this kind of cold anymore. I don't know.
I think it's just it's person dependent. It's
Yeah.
Yes, very
based
much.
on
Sure,
their level of immunity, what they've been exposed to
Their
in the past,
genetics.
what's going on with them presently. What things
Yeah.
are being shared amongst the group. There's a lot of different factors in play.
Yeah, I wonder if some averages over time could kind of formulate. Yeah, I'm just
You
Well,
think it
I-
increases your immunity to like pink eye?
I don't know. I mean,
'Cause that would be.
I don't know. A lot of it depends on. Think about
You know what I'm saying?
Why pink eye?
I'm just saying,
Because-
pink eye sucks.
Because it
sucks,
just-
man. What it also
Right?
what it is. You go, oh, I got shit in my eye. Cool, awesome. That's
I
awesome.
try to tell my kids, you gotta close that fucking toilet before you flush it. Damn it! You just gotta close the toilet before you flush it.
I don't know,
Anyway, I'm
man.
sorry.
That's,
Do they like to watch their logs go down? Because I know I do. But
Tyler
I'm just kind of
sorta
tall,
does, yeah.
so like the water doesn't get to my eye.
Town
you
sort of
could
does.
figure it out. Probably
Yeah.
very, very basically. You could do like a questionnaire, travel around, or get people to feel like I do jujitsu. I've had pink eye X amount of times in the last so many years. And if you surveyed 1,000 people and 1,000 non-jiu-jitsu people, I wonder if you'd see some kind of pattern.
I
you
think
know?
there's a sweet spot though, because
Yeah, probably so,
Because
yeah.
I think that there's like, okay, we're sharing fluids, this and that, but we're also going home to bathe.
Yeah.
So we're
Yeah.
exposing ourselves to it, but we're not like having like this lingering
Yeah,
exposure to
true.
it necessarily.
That's a good
And we're
point.
cleaning the mats, so we're putting stuff on the mat, but
Yeah.
we're also disinfecting it. to
How many
where-
people stay away from class when they're sick?
Yeah, true.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I think all
And
those
if
things
we
come
didn't
into play.
bathe and we didn't clean the mats, imagine what we'd look like in a
Mole
week
people.
or a month. Yeah, we would be mole people.
Fucking
We would
mole
be
people,
fucking
man.
mole people.
Who would be the mayor?
A
You
mole-
think
the
Coach
mayor,
would
mole
be the
man?
mayor?
Yeah,
you
Coach
think,
Mayor-
you think Tim would take
I
it
think
over?
Coach would be mayor mole
Yeah,
man.
Coach has got to be mayor.
Yeah, he's got the personality for the mayor. Mayor
I don't
Mole.
want to be mayor, man.
I don't
Me
want
neither.
to.
Much stress.
You do have probably the most leadership experience.
Yeah, that's the
though.
problem with
the
being
only
such a good
thing.
leader.
Yeah.
Oh, so I got
Great. And now I get to be mayor of the mole people by default.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey,
Great,
I
man.
got Tim's name, the meaning of his name
Yeah.
wrong.
Oh, really?
Whenever we had the podcast.
Yeah.
Why don't you enlighten us, Tim? Because you know what your name means.
A friend of God.
Yeah.
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 What did
Which
we
I
say?
like. Yeah, when y'all were doing the podcast, it had something about warrior or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, it's
I
friend
was
of God.
wrong about that. But you were still
Right-hand man.
righty tighty.
Yeah. No strangers. I'm the go-to.
Hear that guy over there.
That's why I asked about pink eye.
Pink eye. Yeah, man, that would be helpful to not. I don't know, man. I can't remember last time. I don't know. If I've
me
ever had
neither.
pink eye. I don't know if I've ever.
I don't
had
know
it.
how prevalent it is because I don't see it a lot. I don't know why I would think to ask that, but
It's more prevalent. I mean, especially like younger
kids, yeah, because they're always they're gross little
Kids are
animals.
nasty, man.
they don't-
I don't care.
You know, if you order a coffee with 2 shots of espresso, it's called a black eye. Okay, but if you go to
Black guy or black eye?
Right, hold on. If you go to Starbucks and the barista doesn't know exactly what that is, and you say it kind of fast, I'd like a venti black eye.
Oh,
Like a slave?
Like a
Like a vintage. Are
like
you?
a big black eye. I don't know if we have any big black eyes working here.
Didn't they just get training for that stuff?
So I stopped. So
they did.
They did, that's right.
They're supposed to have.
They're supposed to.
They're supposed to have did.
But they
Supposed
put,
to have
but
done
they
it.
put them on the floor without the training. So yeah. So I either order a red eye or I say
What's a
pink
red
eye?
eye?
it's with 1 shot.
What is
I'll you know what? I will take 1 less shot for you not to understand, what I'm saying. in
Not
that
to be a
situation.
racist.
Like,
Yeah.
He just said he wants a black guy.
Are you just waving?
Do we sell those?
isn't that illegal?
We can't do that. We can't do that, right?
Order a pink eye next time you go in there. See if they- no?
One stink,
Well, it
2
goes-
in the pink,
It
baby.
goes red eye, black eye, and blue eye. So that's a blue eye's 3 shots.
Okay, I should have
A
known.
black eye's 2. and a red eye.
Who come up with these dumbass names?
I learned it when I went to Vancouver. I learned this because you go.
Oh, you think you're fancy now?
No,
I went to
no.
Vancouver.
Well, they have coffee shops though. Like when you go to Vancouver, like they have coffee. Like they'll have like an intersection, and there'll be like a coffee shop on each corner.
right, yeah.
I mean,
like a real deal coffee shop.
yeah, and they just their whole society is just fueled off of caffeine. It's totally different than here.
Oh, yeah.
We kind of laid back around here, But you go to like, I've never been to New York, but I hear that like you go to New York, places like that, coffee shops everywhere because everybody's just constantly down in caffeine. That they're
I love going
running
to
fast.
cities, big
Yeah.
cities that
Yeah,
or
so they're
cities that I don't know,
assholes.
just kind of wandering around.
I
Yeah.
hate big cities.
Really?
Yes.
Really? Why?
Why? I don't like crowds.
Oh,
And
they don't
I
bother
don't.
me.
I like the pace. I like relaxed.
Yeah.
Like now, I love to go into an old town, Vicksburg or something like that.
yeah,
Some of
I
these old.
gotcha.
When I drive through Texas, a lot of these old small towns,
Yeah.
where the downtown area is just like it was back in the 1920s or
A
whatever.
stoplight.
Yeah. Now that I like to get out and
I
just
like
walk
that
around.
stuff too. Yeah.
I'll walk around there.
Yeah.
Natchez is their downtown area is great.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah.
But
You ever eat? What's that place downtown? Natchez, the blue, the pearl. Or
the one on the river.
No, it's downtown.
Oh, I don't know then.
Anyway,
The only 2 places I know in Natchez that are halfway decent and well known are Mammy's and
I'm never eating at Mammy's.
you can't miss it.
Mammy's.
Yeah, it's based off the lady from what's her name? Gone with the Wind, Mammy, the character.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's got a big old black lady in her red dress is the restaurant.
Huh.
And you walk in there and I'm like, wow. So it's
I've
a
never
little
even seen that.
it's
either.
off. It's not on the beaten path or anything. You have to.
Yeah.
It's kind of on one of these back roads. But we took one of the horse rides with the carriage and whatnot, and he told us about it, and we're like, well, where is it? So we went. And yeah, they got good food. And then there's another place down on the river that I cannot remember the name of, but it was real good.
They used to have a soul food place when I was going to LSU in Baton Rouge. It was on State Street, I think. and you would go in there and they cooked everything with lard, and it was like legit soul food. And you'd go in there and they pop some like $5, and they'd pop some huge plates in front of you, and you'd eat that, dude, and you would be like ready to go to sleep.
Yes.
You know, it
$5.
was-
That's a college student budget right there.
yeah. Between that and chicken shawarma wraps
Oh,
for
shit.
$4, dude, killing it.
Yeah, man. I like just wandering around big city or little cities, whatever.
I'm with you.
I could go to I could go to Boston or something and just drop my shit in the hotel and just walk
And just walk
and eat and go check something out. Like, what is this place? And wander in. I love that.
Yeah, the only
shit.
exception of Philadelphia, we went there in the old historic district.
Yeah, that'd
I
be
like
badass.
walking around that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So that would be an exception to walking around a big city if they have an historic area.
Yeah.
But it's like big buildings and people everywhere. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
No
well,
What
interest
about like
whatsoever.
DC, like Smithsonian, that area?
I've never
DC,
done that. I've always wanted to do
they
that.
got
It's nice.
So it's like they have cool things to see, but they don't have so much of a historic district as much.
Yeah.
So I mean, like there'll be a historic site here, historic site there. You know, like Ford's Theater where Lincoln got shot and stuff. You can still go see that.
Yeah.
Been to the Smithsonian. That is totally awesome. You can go to the White House. But as far as walking around, they're not joined.
Oh yeah, DC's real. It's spread as much as
Yeah.
it's like all right there. It's still spread out, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, they do. Yeah, they have a lot of cool stuff to see, but it'd be easier just to take a taxi or something to each one of them.
Right.
Which, I mean, that's cool too. I just I guess it's fun for me to sometimes when you go out of town to like not really have a plan, you know, like maybe,
Yeah.
all right, we're going to go see this show.
Right.
But other than that, we're just going to fuck off for a couple of days.
Do you prefer to wander around alone or with people? Or does
I like
it matter?
I like it kind of
Either
either way. I mean, it's fun to be with somebody you love and you care about, or just have a fucking blast with, or whatever. But it's also fun to just be like, just all of a sudden go, nope, I want to go over here and just do whatever you want to
Whatever
do
you
too.
wanna do.
You know, that's
That's my retirement plan.
Well, I just wander.
Yeah, get an RV, have a Jeep to pull behind it, and just get in the road and say, "All right, let's go to New York." Get
Yeah.
halfway there and say, fuck it, I'm going to California."
Yeah.
yeah, just turn around.
Hell yeah.
What do you like? You like wandering around by yourself? Or
I'm
what do you-
scared of everything. Usually,
No, you
I'm with
fucking
people. Yeah, I'm like you either way. It doesn't
It
really
doesn't matter.
matter. Yeah, I don't have a real preference, but
Yeah, I guess it's not that I don't want to be here. I just if I'm alone, I just make the best of it. If I'm with somebody, that's fun too. You know, just kind of
Yeah.
I just kind of embrace whatever I'm. If you know,
that's cool.
And every place has its own energy too.
Yes,
You know?
yes,
You know, different
yes.
cities. It's not like you're going to go to one big city and another big city and they're going to be the same.
Yeah,
You know, there's going to be.
Well, it's why people like going back to the same places because the energy matches their energy or whatever. You know, where there's some memories tied to it. Whatever, like New Orleans to me.
I was about to say, man, I'm
Yeah.
probably biased, but I love New Orleans,
I
man.
love it too, man. It's, you know, I mean, I don't want to be. I don't want to be in the middle of Mardi Gras.
No.
All the time,
No.
but 8 o'clock in the morning in the French Quarter, where they're like water hosing off the streets and putting out like bagels and shit on the corner.
Going for a run in a quarter is a lot of fun. Like you
I've
get
actually
up,
never done it, but I've
Yeah.
walked real far and then just all the way to the edge and around. Yeah, it'd be fun.
I stayed down there for like a week
Yeah.
last year, and I got up every morning at like 6:30, 7 o'clock,
That's
and
so
went for a run, and they were still like picking up trash, and
Yeah, like
people
that.
people were up like walking to work, and
Street musicians are like putting their shit out and like tuning their guitars and stuff. That's fun to me,
Yeah.
like that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
and I found that my pace was actually faster.
Yeah, you want
you
to
know?
check it all out.
Yeah,
You're
and I was out
excited.
there and I was excited, like people walking around, and
Yeah.
it just kind of gets you invigorated, you know. Yeah,
You gotta be
So it's-
alert too, man. You can't run.
Oh, yeah,
you
you
gotta
can't-
watch where
you
you're
gotta
going.
watch
in the French
everywhere.
Quarter.
Yes, sir.
You step in a pothole, get hit by a truck. Trip on some old lady, whatever. You gotta pay attention.
That would be fun. I've never gone running in the city so much like that.
It's different. It's a different experience, you know. Some of those videos on YouTube of guys that run and or ride their bikes through like real busy cities. They're just like 30 minutes. Took a jog through downtown, whatever, in Chicago, and they're just running through the city. Just people on the sidewalks and all. It's kind of cool, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've run into some pretty neat places, but I've never done that. I'd like to. You know what? Now you're saying I'd like to do that.
Yeah.
Next time in New Orleans, I'm gonna go run.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or next time you go to Baton Rouge, run through LSU, like the campus. That's a great run too.
Yeah, yeah,
Or the
yeah.
LSU
All the
Lakes.
people and
LSU
stuff,
Lakes
yeah.
is a great run. Yeah.
Yeah, it keeps your mind on it, so you can, it's kind of like you just get, just kind of make it a destination. I'm gonna, just all the shit is gonna keep you out there running longer, or faster.
Tammy and I go to this town in Texas that's just north of Marshall, and we'll stay at a bed and breakfast out there. We've stayed there probably 2 or 3 times, and we'll get up in the morning and have a little breakfast and then go through a run. It's just the town that you described, the old downtown, been there like that since the 1920s.
Yeah.
They have the same little hardware store, same little
That's
thrift
cool.
shop, and we'll run through the city and just with no direction in mind, we're just running, and you go through their little district where they have houses, and in the downtown district, and then you run through like maybe a cemetery or something,
Yeah.
and it's just kind of cool to take all that in, you know.
Yeah, I used to like going running when I went out of town. I used to go out of town for work, and I'd go running a lot. It's just
Yeah.
fun. You don't know where you don't really know where you're gonna wind up.
Right.
So it's cool.
That sounds. I'm too organized. I'm trying
Really?
to practice being more random. Per
I'm
se.
trying to practice being more organized.
Every
Yeah.
little fucking thing I do, we got to do here at this time and this time, and it's fucking terrible. But I'm trying to practice, different ways, trying to practice, be a little more random, and just to see where that brings me.
Well, how are you starting it? Like, what do you?
Instead, the writing thing's one thing. Instead of having, and I'm bad enough to where I have to write about this. At this time, I'm going to write about this versus just sitting down. I'm just going to write, and that's helped me a little bit. Yeah. Just writing whatever words come out, and then we're going to see where that takes us. Or like you said, going for walks or whatever, and not having I have to walk here. I'm going to walk to this point, then I'm going to determine to walk to that point. Just, even though I know the area, just being a little more random, and I think that would help me mentally.
Have you done some
spaces.
writing, just like journaling writing or something?
Man, I'm trying to. I hit a dead spot to where I just wasn't able to for a little while, and here the other day, 2 days ago, I started doing it again, and it's going okay. It's not nearly as productive as I'd like to be, so I'm trying to figure out why. So
Maybe it's just not your style.
Yeah.
But you can get better at it, But sometimes it's good to have a goal.
yeah,
Especially if you want to get thoughts out on paper for a particular reason. I don't know. It was hard for me to get moving when I was, writing more with a specific goal in mind.
are you still writing pretty regularly?
Yeah, not a whole lot, but like I do my phone a lot. I'll pull just, taking a shit. That's,
I got you.
I got I can put down a couple of pages.
Wow.
While I'm in there. Like the.
I'm in there for work.
Yeah.
I'm on the clock.
You're on vacation, dude. The shit.
I'll be like at Lowe's. I'm always at Lowe's. Like I got shit at Lowe's. They should start charging me, man. Like I'm literally like
The smell of lumber.
yeah. I don't know what it is, dude.
So if you're driving around, you gotta take a shit. You're gonna go to
Just
Lowe's.
go to Lowe's,
if you're
yeah.
close.
Yeah, or some hardware store.
Yeah. Some
Usually
hardware
Lowe's. Yeah.
Well, clearly you know where the acceptable bathrooms are at.
I don't know, man. My standards are low. You get to a certain point, it's like whatever. I gotta go. I'm okay. Actually, one of the things I actually wrote, I was trying to write jokes one time, and I started writing about shitting in different bathrooms and what's acceptable and what's not. And I don't really have a problem as long as like no liquid touches me. Like I'm okay. I went on this rant about like texture. I compared it to like how people don't like coconut because of the texture of the taste. I started talking about like it's okay if it's dirty, but I don't want like liquid to touch me. Like I don't want like fucking cum on my balls or whatever, or blood or piss. I don't know what it is. And then I went into this bit about like the different shades and what it probably was. I don't know. I thought it was funny. Because just shit on everything, right? We all hear that, that I even had a bit in there about the newscaster, www.growshit.com. There's shit on everything. Did you know that, Jan? Why, yes, Bob. There's shit on everything, because there is. It's all over everything.
If you have shit, cum, and blood on your balls all at the same time, you may want to rethink your life.
You're having fun, dude. You're having a good time.
They call that a party.
The trifecta.
I don't know, man.
Or you're a mole man.
You're a mole man. The camera's
Everyday
dead.
life down here, boys.
Camera's dead.
Yeah, it died over there, and then I moved it. Now it's dead over there.
Oh, yeah, that camera's been dead, buddy.
Yeah, I know. I can put another battery
It's
in
because
it.
it's GoPro knockoff, man.
It is. But I need to figure out a way to just power it constantly.
I just need to buy a damn camera.
Yeah, we'll get a power supply with it if you
Okay.
do, so we can power it constantly,
Roger
like
that.
off the wall.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Cool.
well. We still got audio though. Well, hang on. My leg's asleep. I think we got audio. Let's make sure.
Yeah, make sure.
Yeah, we do.
Cool.
Sweet.
Hello, yeah.
2 hours and 6 minutes.
2 hours.
of
Dude,
audio.
we've been rolling.
Yeah. You see how it's like a time vacuum? You just,
Oh, yeah. It's
see
just,
how it
you
starts
shut that
talking?
door and it's like, boom.
Yeah.
Time goes away.
Yeah. If there was an AC in here, it'd be even better, man. It's a little. Are y'all sweating?
Not at
Dude,
all.
I'm comfortable.
I feel very comfortable.
I am sweating.
We're all wearing long
off.
sleeves.
Yeah, we all have a
and you
hoodie
got
on.
sweat pouring off of you. You know, like,
I'm literally like covered.
because all that
sweat.
shit
You think it's,
blood come on
why do
his
you think
balls.
when people,
It's making him nervous.
I'm nervous about all this shit, blood and cum and whatever
trying not
else.
to get
big
pink eye.
cities, old people.
I don't know, man. I actually several times have been like, "What's wrong with me?" They're all got fucking jackets on. Like,
No, I'm just lazy.
wrong
I'm
with
kind
me?
of hot.
Are
but
you?
I'm just
Okay.
lazy. I haven't
Yeah, I'm
taken it
kind
off
of
yet.
hot. Too.
okay, it's just stagnant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
just there's no airflow.
No
or
airflow at all. Yeah.
nothing. I don't know.
We can all do some deep breathing and make some airflow.
Yeah, that'd be real good. Yeah, all our hot air will start chakra breathing or whatever the fuck they call it.
You know, I got my son to breathe deep with me a few times. I got my daughter to as well, but me and my son were wrestling on the trampoline the other day, and I just said, "Hey, dude, hold on." Turn my timer on for 2 minutes to just start breathing, belly breathing. I put my hand on his belly, make it lift and lift and lift. And after that, we kept playing. Every once in a while, he'll do it with me. It's pretty awesome.
Does it-
Just to teach him to breathe deeply, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's it.
I used to do that with my kids before they would compete. They used to competition swim, and like right before they would get up on the thing, it would like saturate themselves with oxygen, to get their muscles going.
Yeah.
you know? Man, have y'all ever like competition swam or tried to?
No.
Man. It's funny how. If you swim a lot, you get good at swimming. If you run a lot,
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I used to
It's
run
a
a lot.
specific cardio.
Yeah, like we were talking about with the SCA guys earlier.
Yeah.
They're all kind of, not all of them, but a lot of them are like older with like beer guts. And man, they'll beat the shit out of you for a while with a stick. I mean, we'd have an advantage. We'd have a little bit of an advantage over most people because we're in cardio. We understand, especially stand up. I
Yeah.
mean, it is like, you're just footwork, stand up, angles. You'd pick up really quick, but just like what they do, that's what they do. So
Yeah.
they get good at it, man.
Yeah.
But I tried to start swimming a little bit when my kids were swimming, and I was like, I can do this. I can run like 4 or 5 miles easy. Like, God, it's totally different, man.
swimming is an awesome workout.
Yeah, it is really, really. It's boring,
Well,
boring.
that
but
depends.
it's fun. It is a good one.
No,
Fuck you, it's boring, dude.
no, because I've got a pool in my yard, but obviously I can't swim laps. It's not that big of a pool.
yeah.
So I've rigged up, got tie points where we can separate the deep end from the shallow end.
Yeah.
What I did is I took, those workout bungee cord things,
Mm-hmm.
took the resistance bands, that's what they're called. Took those, hooked them to my belt that I use when I have my running parachute.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yes. And I took that, and then I just go in the deep end, and boy, it's pulling me back the whole
Yeah.
time. So I can swim
As hard as you want
as hard
without
as I
touching
want,
anything.
without
Hell
going
yeah.
anywhere.
Yeah.
And the harder you swim, like I'm reach to the diving board, and the harder bands are going. No, you're not.
No, you're not.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And then I made it into a workout. Where I'll do this stroke for 60 seconds, and this stroke for 60 seconds, and this stroke for 60 seconds.
Yeah.
Minute break. Then I'll do this stroke for 45 seconds, 45. Then this one.
Dude,
yeah.
I think you need to patent that.
Yes.
The
Kind of
bungee
band, yes.
I
Like a
think-
belt or something with it. The
Yeah.
bands,
I mean,
yes.
has anyone
No,
made
no, they
this?
haven't made that yet.
Well, let's
You
not
don't
publish
think?
this
Not that I'm aware
podcast.
of.
Let's get a patent.
For sure. Fuck yeah.
This podcast will come out like 3 years from now. Like,
Yeah.
And we have everything
Tim's
drawn
a
up.
billionaire, and it's like,
What did you attach the other end to? What did you say you attached it to?
So I got anchor points on my pole where I can tie a rope for it for the shallow
for
end.
the shallow end divider. Yeah, I know exactly.
Yeah,
what
that's
you're
all it
talking
is.
about.
And then I just use
Yeah,
clips, and
yeah.
hook it on there.
How do
hook it
you
on the
hook
belt.
them to yourself? You just wear a regular belt?
No. So I have the belt that came with my running parachute.
Okay.
The drogue parachute for that. Yeah. So that it's got a little clip
Yep.
thing on the back that moves around freely, and it's all plastic, and vinyl, so it doesn't. I don't have to worry because
Yeah.
I have a saltwater pool, so I don't have to worry about any of that.
Yeah,
So,
you
yeah.
should definitely try
Dude,
to
and yeah.
patent
So I get
that
out there
idea.
and I can, dude. That is one of the best cardio.
Yes.
It's not just cardio. Because it's hurting my chest and my shoulders and my arms are
Yeah.
dying afterwards.
That's fucking awesome.
Let me introduce you to a little exercise called a hypo. So hypos are underwater all the way across a 50-yard pool, or it's 25-yard and then 50-meter, but 25-yard pool. Sometimes there and back, totally underwater, using only your feet, and they
Ooh.
do they do like the dolphin kick or the flutter kick for a freestyle or even butterfly kick, but only your feet all the way underwater, 25 meters, and then they'll flip, turn, and come back for 25 yards. I've seen some of them do it all the way there and back after they dive in, underwater completely, just your feet. I'm like, dude, that's unbelievable. You don't think that sounds hard? Try.
Oh, I guarantee that sounds hard.
Try it.
Yeah, dude.
I was like, what are they going to do?
Yeah, because
No, they're not.
Like that. When I was telling you, we got to learn how to
they're
drown
not.
people.
No, they're not.
In order to take part in that drowning class.
You gotta get drowned.
Well,
Like you got to get tased.
Yeah.
You got to get drowned.
so it's Olympic-sized
We'll bring
pool.
you back.
Olympic-sized pool. They said put us all on one end. And they said, okay, in order to take part in the class, you have to pass, the swim test. So and it was real easy. Touching the wall, go underwater. Go over there without breaking the surface. Right? Not just your head can't come out. You cannot break the surface of the water. Make it to the other side and touch the wall. That's all you had to do. You'd be amazed how many people couldn't do it.
Oh,
they
that's a
couldn't
long fucking way,
Yeah.
dude. That's a long
Yeah,
way.
you swim any way you wanted doing it. And I was like,
Yeah.
good night. And just getting there was like, whew, I don't know, I'll make it. But I did it. So.
That's a long way. 50 meters. You're on 50, or you're 50.
Whatever Olympic-sized pool is, I don't
They're
even know the
50
distance.
long course is 50 meters. Short course is 25 yards. That's the way it works. Yeah.
Then it was 50.
Yeah, 50 meters.
Yep. Yeah. So
That's a long way, dude.
So did your son competitively swim as well?
Yeah, my son and my daughter did.
Yeah. So are you like a very good swimmer? Was your ex-wife a very good swimmer?
I mean, we could all swim pretty good. Yeah, I swam with them a lot when they were little. We had a pool when they were like, since they were little.
Yeah.
We always had a pool. But then, like, I taught them how to swim by like basically playing like Marco Polo and shit like that. And
Yeah.
I just love swimming with my kids, man. I remember one time I ordered like 1,000. I googled wholesale glow sticks, and I found like these people that would send you like 1,000 for $50 or whatever. And I was like, fuck yeah, I got like tons of them.
dude, I want to get in on that action.
Yeah, dude. And I got the bracelets, and we just sat up one night, and like we went outside at like 10 o'clock, cracked like a couple hundred of them, threw them in the pool. We were always doing shit like that. Turned all the lights off, and we'd swim and play tag. And but right when they were when my son was starting to get like 8, 9 years old, 10, and my daughter was pushing like 6, 7 years old, like I couldn't get away from them. Like it was hard to get away from them, And then,
That's awesome.
And then there's a little place around here, LCATS, where they do competition swim and stuff. And it's great for them, man.
Yeah.
They do this thing when they're like 10, 11 years old. I mean, there's kids all the way up to like 17, 18. They spend the night at the place, and they to do like games and shit, but they have to swim a mile every 45 minutes.
Oh, wow.
A mile.
It'd probably take me 45 minutes to swim a mile.
They get they get a,
I mean-
they get a 45-minute break, or they have to do a mile every hour or something like that. I don't remember what it is. I don't remember exactly the way they did it, but it was the same thing. I was like, what are they going to do? No, they're not.
And this is
And they all fucking do it.
this is like sleep deprivation too. They're like,
No, man, they have to do.
they like go to sleep for like 15 minutes. Like, wake up, time to do your mile.
Jeez.
Find the Soviet Union. Like,
Do your mile. No, I think they have to do so many miles, and then after the rest of the night, they just eat pizza and like play dodgeball and shit. And it was like, man, I was watching them. They all do it, man. Breaststroke, fly stroke. It's crazy, but it's a great exercise. It's great.
Oh, yeah, it's
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Low impact.
That's why Iron Man intrigues me so much, because these guys, they swim and then they bike and then they run. Or,
Yeah.
well, I don't know what order they do it
Yeah.
in. It's something like that. But have you ever like just tried to get off a bike and then run after you get off a bike?
It's a weird sensation.
It is,
No,
man.
I
Like,
don't know if I've
Like
ever
the
had
world
it.
just slowed down a lot.
Oh yeah, I see what
oh
you're
yeah,
saying.
and just that transition. And I've never tried to go from like a bike to running to swimming or
Right, yeah.
any
Or
kind of
whatever
combination
the
like
combination
that.
is.
But I remember one time when we were riding bikes, I rode bikes, and I don't know, I rode maybe like 20 miles on the bike, and I was like, well, let me go try to run, and so I went and tried to run after that, and dude, like it wasn't happening, bro. Like my legs were like,
Nope.
nope, not today.
Swimming
bitch.
is what gives most of those guys the problem, because they had a few people training for those. I remember talking to them. They were like, swimming is.
Well,
what
Iron Man, I
gives-
think they swim 2 miles, right? And,
Yeah.
and,
Oh, it was
and they
3.
swim through
Is it
open
3?
water.
I
Yeah.
thought it was
Is it
3. Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
they swim through open water too. So
Yeah, open water is different.
yeah,
way different.
way different. Yeah,
It's just currents and all that shit. And you can stand up in a pool and rest.
Right.
You can't do that. You have to like tread water if you got to rest a little bit.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
way different.
Can you float on your back?
Not very good. I haven't tried to do it in a long time.
Well, see, when we were young,
You don't have much fat on you. It takes fat to do
Thank
it.
It takes fat to do it. Yeah, I
thank
see
you, friend.
You're welcome.
Thank you, friend.
You're welcome. But
We used to live by Coates Hill Lake whenever we were growing up, and we would swim across from the swimming area, the boat ramp.
Yeah.
There was a blue ropes on somebody's land, so we'd swim across there, and look over my buddies. They could all fucking float on their back and take breaks.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Why don't you take a break?" I'm like, I don't do that.
Yeah.
I just can't. I would turn over and I'd go underwater.
Sink.
Yeah.
So I didn't get a break, and they all took breaks, and I just thought that was interesting.
The
That I couldn't
luxuries of
fucking
being
do
fat.
it.
Exactly.
Well, no, they weren't fat. They were the same size as me.
It's like
I don't know. Maybe I'm just very dense. I'm a
Very,
dense
yes, you're
person.
much
kind of
Really dense.
counterintuitive. You know, you would think that
You
like, okay,
think.
you're fat. You don't need to take so many breaks, buddy. However, your physiology allows you to take more breaks.
you're
Take
buoyant.
more breaks. You fucking whale.
Of
Nature
course
is
I'm fat. I can take breaks.
nature is rewarding you for eating brownies. That seems logical.
I was talking to these guys one time that they had like there was an island somewhere, and they would like once or twice a year they'd all get together like a guys trip, and they would load canoes up with food and shit, and they would like swim the canoe, one or two, like just time, and they would swim them over there to this island. It was like a half a mile across the lake or whatever. And they'd stay 2 or 3 days, and they'd like, you know, they'd just like eat fucking ding dongs and drink beer and stuff. And they had this one guy who was like super in shape, like muscles and stuff. And never been before. He came with him, and he was like, "I'll fucking pull us across." And they said he almost died,
Yeah.
just a third into it, he was dying because he had to keep himself up. He couldn't rest. They had to like save his life. And I was like, "What the fuck?" They were like all pissed at him, you know, because they had to save him and stuff. Like, man, we gotta save you. We're all fat, out of shape stoners, and we gotta save you. They said he made up though for it when he got over because they needed firewood, and he was like, "I got this." And
Yeah.
they said he like cut firewood like a beast after he recovered, you know. They were like, so he made up for it, but we did have to almost save him.
Oh, hell yeah. You remember the opening scene, or not the opening scene, but one of the early scenes from The Guardian?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
Coast Guard movie. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, that's the guy with the muscles.
Yeah.
One thing
First lesson, muscle doesn't float.
Muscle doesn't float,
Well,
buddy.
another thing too is I know you've been kind of obsessing over your opponent at IBJJF, and the one good thing about him being
I obsess
so
over all my opponents, by the way.
I know you do.
It's very healthy.
Yeah, absolutely. And this guy's like, if you've seen a picture of him yet, like
I did. I was like, okay.
ridiculously muscled up. But he's going to require a lot of oxygen to sustain himself. So that's an advantage that you'll have. You know, if he comes in there that muscular. Yeah.
Are
Maybe.
you trying to make me feel better? Because it doesn't work.
Unless he's in really good shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know,
I'm saying?
but I
The
mean,
match is only 5 minutes long. It's going to take, it takes longer.
You're pretty fucking muscled up, and you don't seem to get tired.
Yeah.
I get very tired.
Well, I mean, you say that, but when you're rolling
after
with
you kicked my ass.
after
Yeah.
you're
Well, I'm
done,
tired.
you're shot. But while we're going, it's hard to tell. You know what I'm saying? So
It's hard to tell you're so tired while you're kicking
Captain,
my
I need a
ass.
break.
Yeah,
you
I've
know?
only been in one
Once you
roll
get
with you
your-
ever
Yeah, get your
where
ass
you
off
got,
me.
and I'm going to use air quotes, tired. And I think it's just you lost a person in visually why I had one. I think that's all that happened there.
No, I think it was go to you till you tap.
Yeah.
And I think we had been going for like 12
A while,
minutes.
yeah.
And we were in some kind of crazy exchange, and I don't know what happened. You busted out of something that I had you in, and then you came over and I cardio tapped, dude. I was
Yeah.
done. Like I was
I'll take any
done.
tap I can get at that point.
Me and Alec did that the other day for 25 minutes. It was like, God.
I remember that because I rolled with Alec right after that,
Hey,
and I
did
was
you?
thinking, man, you're not rolling like you normally do. And then afterwards, you're like, "You okay, Alec? You okay? I feel like garbage, dude. What happened?"
Yeah, we went for
I
25
was beat
minutes.
the shit out of each other.
Oh,
okay, my
was
bad.
it when we were doing the drills?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, just roll till you tap.
Oh,
We had like
okay.
an extra person, like a swing person, and we just
okay.
whoever taps, we swap out.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and we just
Gotcha.
we were first, and it took
Yeah.
me 25 minutes to tap him.
Yeah, he's a beast, man.
He is, man.
Yeah,
he was.
He's so damn fast, and when he either gets on top or he gets your back,
I don't let him get
that's
my
a wrap.
back.
He's just relentless.
I know.
Top
Yeah.
is not so bad for me because I can muscle out sometimes out of it. You know what I mean? Because I just explode.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah, we can't. Okay.
Yes, you can.
That's what I do.
Not when you're on top.
Well, but when he's on top of me,
That's what I do, Barrett. I muscle out of shit.
well, so I'm saying for me, my game, I can explode once in a while.
Hell yeah.
But then, in a 25-minute roll, that's not. After 2 or 3 times of pushing him off of me, I'm getting beat.
Dwindles, yeah.
Yeah. So.
What do you think about doing a podcast where we have some mats set out and we have like a few people rolling, like while we're doing the podcast, we're sitting there talking about it or
That's
whatever?
fucking amazing. We can do it right now. You want to do it right now? No, I like that. I do like that idea. I have mats. I got 9 mats. We could.
No, I just meant to bring that up to you when we were talking about
That's
it.
a good
for some
idea.
reason. Yeah,
Yeah, that
I
would
think
be a
that'd be
good
fun.
idea.
I haven't seen anything like that before, but
like live
Yes.
fight companion.
We can
Yes.
we can trade out, kind of like
yeah,
we can
that
roll
guy
till you
taps
tap.
and he comes.
Dude,
Or
that's
roll
talks
from
about
it.
it.
Great idea.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We just roll till we. Oh God, man, I don't know. Just
But then you got
yeah, boy, the
Is this
pressure.
going to be on YouTube?
eventually. Maybe it wouldn't be. Maybe all you hear is the people talking about what's going on there. You may have the film, and maybe we have it to where we can switch to it every once in a while.
I don't know. I think
I don't know.
having 2 guys and having the fight in the background, the sparring match in the background.
Maybe, yeah.
So we can
So
sit here and
something we
commentate
could-
on what's going
Yeah.
on or talk about bullshit.
Yeah.
You know.
I got to take a piss.
Yeah, man.
I got
Do
to
it.
kind of pee
Whatever.
too, and I'm thirsty as fuck.
Go ahead. Me and Tim will sit here and talk.
Hell yeah.
We're gonna patent this idea.
Before we get back.
Yeah.
Which one? The
I don't
idea
know.
about the rolling and sparring or the pull idea?
Well, how do you think we could do it? It was like could set up microphones around mats,
Yeah.
and then
Well,
just,
I don't know that you'd want the microphones around the mats
Or-
because that would interfere with the people talking.
So we could just. What do you mean? We're far enough away, I guess. To
So
where they
think
wouldn't be in
about
the way.
like if you ever watch any jujitsu or kama jujitsu or any of those guys where they've got people in the
True.
background and you can see what's going
True.
on,
Yeah.
but you're not hearing what's going
Yeah.
on.
Okay.
So yeah, as long as you could see what was going on,
But just hear the commentating you're talking
Yeah,
about.
hear the commentating, yeah.
So basically, just commentate on some rolls.
yeah, dude, we could be Joe Rogan, man.
Well, Ben, we want to do the get several good open mat sessions of us or something of like all of us rolling, and then play it and kind of just sit around and talk about it. You know what I mean? Have several different angles, and we could
Yeah.
kind of go through and talk about it like that and just comment on it stuff. But this is a different idea. It's like doing it like live.
Yes,
I don't know.
I like it that way because that way it's more genuine.
Yeah, it definitely would be more genuine.
It's not so scripted. Like, oh, I know how this roll ends. So
Right, yeah. This is what I'm going to do here. See my left foot? I do this really cool thing. Watch. Just because it's about to happen. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Let's not show that roll. Let's show this other roll. That's really cool.
Yeah, I tapped like 5 times that roll, so we're not going to show that one.
Yeah, let's not show that one. Let's do this one over here.
So it is what it is. You get what you get. It's more realistic, more genuine.
And we could do it like a little round robin competition or something, or even just like drill or something, or show a technique and just kind of have a podcast while we show a technique. I don't know, or something. I don't know. I kind of like the idea just rolling.
Yeah, I like the idea of just rolling in the background.
Do 5-minute matches or something like that.
Whatever.
Yeah. Like
Just kind of however we want to do it. Just play it by ear. We can
Yeah.
do gi, no gi. We just kind of do whatever. That way we can get a podcast and a training session all in one.
That's the only thing I wish this were bigger. That's
Story of my life.
damn it! Every time I heard that, it would be cool to have oh Jesus, golly.
Open that door with authority
Yeah,
there.
it did. Okay, now they're both back. I think I kind of got to piss. Do you need a piss, good sir?
No, I'm good.
Okay. I think I'm going to go do that. All right. Let me make sure everything's working, too. We were trying to work out the details of how we could do that. Like, 2 of us talking, 2 of us rolling. Almost like Tim said, almost like a commentator section while we roll. And then we could do like a round, just kind of.
Round robin.
Yeah, like
the
a
person
Yeah.
will come back to like,
Yeah,
That's what you got to do.
Okay, see what happened was Phillip had it on belly for a couple minutes there, and it sucked real bad. So y'all talk for a second.
Yeah, that'd pretty much be exactly what it was. See, the only reason I tapped was, I wanted to make sure. I want to see if he could work his game. You know.
Well, yeah, I think it'd be interesting to get sort of insights right then and there.
Yeah.
Of what you were thinking when you were rolling. Because you always stop at the end of the roll, and sometimes you can't remember. But while you're doing it now, you're gonna know you're gonna talk about it. So maybe you'd be more inclined to remember.
Not to mention the fact that people are going to ask questions. So why'd you do this instead of that?
I think that's very fun idea. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea. I mean, if nothing else, like I said, we get a podcast knocked out and a training session all in one.
Fuck yeah.
I think
Look
it's a
at
great
you.
idea.
I think we learned a lot about our
What
game.
can we call it?
Because
I don't
it's
think,
like
I don't think
coaching
anybody,
right away.
and nobody out here in podcast land is doing this.
No, that's what
No.
I've never seen anything like that. So
They got something where they'll show roles, they'll show techniques, but they never podcast whilst doing it.
Right.
and then have
commentate.
conversation right after.
Right.
Yeah, that's cool.
Right. And actually have somebody come back after they rolled and be critiqued.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. That sounds
It's pretty
fun.
cool.
Yeah, I want to say that the closest I've seen is on Martial Arts Journey. He'll do stuff like that, where he's showing tape of somebody and saying and getting people to comment on it and stuff like
Oh,
that.
okay.
But not live.
Who
He's
is that?
Martial Arts Journey. It's a guy from Europe. I can never pronounce his name, so I'm not going to mess his name up and do him the disservice. But he was an Aikido black belt, and he had an Aikido channel. He's talking about all these, and he realized
Good for
this
him.
does not
Good for
work.
him.
This is not realistic. So he wanted to see, okay, what can I do to make my fighting realistic, my training realistic? So he would go spar against the MMA guy. He's like, well, this is not working.
Yeah.
And then he started doing BJJ and all this stuff. So he actually moved to Washington and started training out at SBG, and he is going to an MMA training and jiu-jitsu training and all this stuff, so he can learn how to be a better fighter, because he realized Aikido wasn't it.
Cool.
So he renamed it. It used to be Aikido Swallow or something.
Swallow? Is that what you said?
Like I said, I'm horrible pronouncing his name.
Okay.
It's a European name, and I cannot get it right.
Oh, okay.
But it'd be more like Sioalo or something like that. But he changed the name of his channel to Martial Arts Journey, because he's like, I'm not doing Aikido anymore. I'm gonna do something that works.
That's cool.
So
You think there'll ever be a time in the future when Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu won't be like the most effective or one of the most effective means of martial arts, and there'll be something else that evolves that's even better?
the analyst in me says yes. Although I'll tell you right now, I can't comprehend what it would be.
I think you're right.
But would anybody really be able to comprehend what Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu became 100 years from now,
Exactly.
or 100 years ago?
Exactly.
You know, I mean, like, do you think somebody was like, oh well, you take the combinations of wrestling and the and
1,000 years ago,
Japanese
Spartans were
jiu-jitsu?
sitting around going, "Dude, you think there'll be ever be anything better than what we do?"
Right.
Nah.
No.
We're pretty fucking badass.
And you see those black and white videos where the guys are holding their hands up like this, like
Yeah.
really, really high
Yeah.
in boxing.
Yeah.
I find that stuff interesting, man. And how those guys they would go bare knuckle for hundreds of rounds. I don't know, 100 rounds. And they just beat the piss out of each other.
That's an interesting point. Have you watched any of this new bare knuckle?
I haven't
fighting
watched,
watched
FC,
it.
BKFC?
I haven't watched any of it.
I know.
though.
Didn't Kat Zingano or somebody have a fight?
I
in
don't
that?
think Kat did. I know.
No, she injured her eye in the
Beck
last
Rawlings did.
Beck. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
she was
See,
in
that's
there.
who it was.
I think she went to decision. It's not nearly as entertaining as people or as I'd hoped it'd be. It's boxing. It's
Yeah.
not even great boxing either.
Shout out to Alpha Cat. What's her name?
Who?
Cat
Zingano?
Zingano.
Yeah.
Zingano.
Zingano.
Zingano, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what's up?
Yeah.
Smoke show?
Yeah.
Gotcha. We were talking about that earlier. Laredo, I forgot her first name. She's fighting tonight. I think it's going to be her debut, and maybe it was last night in Bellator. She's quite the hottie. She's a Taekwondo practitioner, and she started in Bellator. And once again, I'm just glad that a lot of hot chicks are starting to fight. It makes it worth it.
You tired of watching the hot guys?
Yeah, it gets tiring just watching hot dudes fight. But
How could you ever get tired of that?
I don't know, man. But have you seen? You talking about your swimmer belt thing? There's like the E3 or something. What it's called? It's a bar, and they made out of whatever steel, and it's got bearings in there that are made out of whatever. And there's bands that come with it, and you do different exercises with it. Like you put it around your back.
Oh,
and
yeah,
the
I've seen
idea is
that.
it
Yeah.
gives you tension the whole time.
Yeah.
And he's got a whole thing, and he's talks about how it builds muscle based on this and da da da. It's really interesting. It's just like $500 though, but that's the point.
Yeah.
If you can develop something, you can sell the shit out of it, and that
Sorry, man.
no, you're good.
Yeah. The only thing with this is it'd be easy to make, super easy.
Yeah.
The only problem is you have to have a pool.
That's what I was thinking when we were talking about it. That's the sell point there.
That's
You
the
guys-
hard
the
part.
bungee
I'm only
cord.
selling to a very small niche people. Okay, you have a pool and you're going to use it for exercise.
Never mind.
Well,
When
you just
say it
cut out
that,
like
yeah.
85% of the people right there.
No doubt.
Can you do it in a bathtub?
You can do a lot of stuff with that stuff.
Just be. You got a big bathtub, or just I want a fucking float tank in my house, man. That's what I want.
Just think if you're fat and you have a bathtub, you can float in your own bathtub. Because I think
I'm fat. I have a
If
bathtub.
you can
You're
fit
not
in your
fat.
You know what I'm
bathtub.
saying?
whatever.
Look at my
What if
sweat,
you were
man.
fat and you couldn't fit in your bathtub? You ever see those? My wife used to watch those shows.
My 600-pound
Yeah,
life.
and the people that get stuck in the bathtubs and stuff.
What?
Or how
Yeah,
about the people
oh
that
my.
bring these people food?
Yeah.
Like, dude,
Just stop it.
have some
You're an
humanity.
enabler.
Just
Make
fucking
them
stop
get their
it.
own food.
We'll bring them just broccoli.
Yeah.
You're not starving them here. Eat that shit.
They have some woman in the kitchen and she's like, yeah, I'm cooking up 20 pounds of bacon. And it's like, 20 pounds of fucking bacon? Are you kidding me? For that guy that can't fit through the doorway? Do you think that's a good idea? Who thinks this is a good idea? The cameraman, grip guy? You
Yeah.
think this is a good idea?
The producers
We're
of the
all just going to
show
watch this happen.
He brought him the bacon. Here, cook him this.
cooked this 20
Cook
pounds
all
of
of
bacon.
it. All of it.
I ordered myself a large pizza a while ago, man,
I mean, you know.
and a 2-liter bottle of Coke.
Are they supposed to bring it here or?
No, it's here already. It's in the refrigerator.
Oh, okay. I thought about that. And I was like, "Holy shit!" I wonder if they delivered it while he
The
was.
pizza guy's gonna come to the door like, "What's up? You want to get in on this podcast?"
podcast?
I got a
Yeah,
mic.
dude.
I got another mic.
Well, that's cool.
Like, so I
I'm
deliver
glad you got your
pizzas.
pizza.
So what are you into?
Delivering pizzas. And
I eat a lot of free
hate this
pizza.
fucking job. Let's go. I'm glad you hate your job, man. It sucks. Please leave now. You're bringing down the vibe.
What were we talking about earlier? Oh, that was bringing down the vibe when Tim was talking about the
Getting shot at?
no
Yeah.
no
That'll do it.
yeah
I'll do it.
no what you're talking about, like you reach your peak age or whatever.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
kinda like, oh damn it.
It sucks getting old, man. And then look, even
Happens
till the
everybody.
age I was 40 and 41, it's like, I don't care what the research says. I feel like I'm great. I'm in awesome shape. And then 42 hit.
Yeah, it's
And I
like,
was like,
just-
oh, shit.
Yeah.
Man, why do I hurt so much?
Huh. That's interesting.
yeah, just wait, man.
Oh, no, I feel like shit half time anyway.
Do you really?
Yeah. I'm
I don't really feel like shit, but I know that I'm like, it just don't have the. It's just like that pop. You know
Oh, yeah,
what I
those
mean?
bumps happened for me at 32 and 42.
Hell yeah.
32, I'm like, wait, I can't eat 5 pizzas and not get fat? What?
Yeah,
what the hell's happening with my metabolism? You know, but I can still work out. The hell with it. I'll just. All right, I understand. I got to work out and watch my diet. And then 42, I'm like, oh, ow, everything hurts. Yeah.
Well, you do a lot of shit too, though.
Yeah,
man.
you do.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Do you
you're-
think maybe you're overtraining?
No.
No. All right.
Which means probably
As
so.
long as you've thought about it, is
Yeah, because you're
cool.
doing jujitsu 5 times a week.
Yeah.
And sparring at work.
And combatives.
And combatives. And,
Yeah,
yeah.
And my
how's your
workout.
sleep looking?
I usually fall asleep around 10 and get up around 6. So I get 8 hours.
Oh yeah.
Falls
I
asleep
think
pretty easy.
I think
Is it
sleep
pretty-
is very important.
yeah.
I've always had the gift of being able to fall asleep anywhere, anytime, regardless of circumstance. The Army's real good at training you to do that.
Yeah, I bet.
Oh, hey, look, here's a tree. Huh? It looks like a great bed to me.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
a pile of rocks. Even better bed.
My sleep is kind of sporadic. I'll sleep really good for a little while, and then I'll
Yeah, I'm the same
suck
way.
for a while. And I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
Or I'll
me
wake
too.
up at a lot. You know what I do? I'll wake up at like 3 in the morning, like wide fucking awake. Like I feel great, but it's 3 in the morning. What am I
Yeah.
gonna do? The world is. Just, I mean, I'm
Work out.
Go work out. Go for a run.
I guess maybe I should start doing that.
Will you sleep?
And I
well?
always think that, but I don't.
After jujitsu, like Monday night, you go home. How quick do you go to sleep?
Let's see. I will go home, put my gi in the wash, go take a shower, get something to eat, Then my gee's ready to get out, hang it up to dry, and I go to bed.
I mean, but how quick?
That happens all within an hour.
down. When you
Within an
I mean
hour.
when you lay down. You
Oh,
go
as soon
to
as
sleep pretty
I will
quick.
fall asleep within 5 to 15 minutes.
Good God.
I'm so wound up. after
That's
jiu-jitsu,
I
man.
sleep like
I've gotta
dog
take
shit.
all
All I have to do is
melatonin and
think
5
about
HTP.
something. That's my key to falling asleep is think about some
Valentine's Day.
yeah, just think about some generic thing that will lead me off to a tangent to and then to dream world. If for some reason that does not work, I will put YouTube on and find a channel that has got an extremely monotone person. You know, and then I know of a couple of them. Canadian Prepper, monotone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alex Jones, right?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
like-
Super monotone.
Very monotone.
Super
He
monotone.
never
Dude, have you
changes the
seen
tone of his voice.
The Joe Rogan versus Alex Jones stuff
Yes.
going on right now?
No, I've not. I saw
It's
the advertisements
hilarious.
for it, but
I think this is where K-Fob comes in.
Yes, probably
talked about
so.
earlier.
They're definitely boosting each other's ratings. Alex Jones, I envision something like, look, Joe, I just went through a divorce. The bitch took a couple $1 million from me. Now I got to pay her alimony and blah, blah, blah. So we need to boost my shit. You know, he got deplatformed and stuff. And I think he's
Joe's doing him a favor.
in a weird way. I think sometimes maybe a little bit of it's kind of real, but they've also realized, man, we can capitalize on this. Let's just fucking get each other in the news.
The more time goes by, the more of a character is emerging. Alex Jones has always been outlandish,
Of course.
but he's becoming like more and more fantastical and theatrical. You know, I
yeah.
mean, it's getting to the point where like you watch him and you're like, damn, dude,
The edits.
you're either losing it or you're great. You're great at this.
Yeah.
You know?
I think it's probably that. I think it's that.
Yeah.
But the edits though, when they do like the red background with
it's
Alex
great.
making like
my favorite Alex Jones thing is where they put him to music with the folklore
Yes!
song.
Oh, that's great. I like that
That
too.
was
Yes,
awesome.
I saw that too. That was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'll watch
to
it just
find it.
because and on loop. I'm like, I'm just entertained.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you not entertained? I heard they're doing Gladiator 2. Did y'all see that? Ben Lowe. I like talking with sequels of Ben because he's always like, he just
They ruin them.
yeah, he's
They're
like
dog
fuck.
shit usually.
Yeah,
There's
Gladiator
not
2.
a lot of part twos that are worth the shit. Who's gonna be Gladiator?
I don't know. I just saw the headline.
So-
like I don't read articles.
Christian Bale. He's a piece of shit. He's a good piece of shit. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Nothing.
I think
Was that your man? My bad, dude.
I'm thinking about like how he was in The Machinist and how he lost all that weight for that movie.
Yeah, he's
That
for
took some
what he
commitment,
does.
dude.
He's excellent at that.
Oh, he's great at acting, but I agree with Ben. He's a piece of shit.
What did he
Well,
do?
now,
What did he
see,
do
I
that's a
don't
piece
know
of
that
shit?
personally, but just that's the way he's been portrayed. Just
Oh,
how
okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just funny to say
Because of how he treats people on the set.
He may
Oh,
be
is
a
that what
great
it is?
person.
Yeah, he's been
but
caught on tape treating people
Oh
on
my
the
God, it's
like
fucking
the
hilarious.
hands and stuff. Like, you don't know how hard I do. What I do is, and blah blah blah. I'm like,
I've heard that
dude, you
before.
pretend
Really?
for a
Yeah.
living. Seriously,
Yeah,
that
you
your
get
job is
paid
to pretend.
loads of
Make
money.
them up.
Yeah.
That's
I
what you
mean,
do.
And the
Yeah.
nice thing about it is, he could walk through that door and I'm like, you're a piece of shit. Go ahead, fuck with me. I dare you.
You're a piece of shit. Especially when he was
Come on, pull
you know
some of
who
that
is not-
Batman shit on me, boy.
You know who's not a piece of shit is Keanu Reeves.
yeah.
I've heard he's pretty
that
good.
I've
guy's
heard
the
he's
real deal.
There's a
The
lot of
more-
people out there who are super, like, genuinely good people that they don't even get noticed for it in the news. Like, oh god,
Imagine that.
I cannot think of the actor's name. I can
doesn't
picture him
sell.
in my head.
Yeah, right.
Prominent black actor, male.
Will Smith,
Nope, not Will Smith. Older.
Samuel L. Jackson,
Not Samuel Jackson. Younger.
the other guy that's in the.
Denzel Washington.
No, that's not what I was thinking.
Yeah. So I mean, like, he was touring homes for wounded veterans and stuff, and he's like, "So how much does it cost for one of these?" And they told him, he's like, "Okay." Pulled out his checkbook, wrote a check for one. Here, build another one.
That's awesome.
And it didn't make the news.
Yeah, well.
It
Of course
couldn't
it
make
doesn't.
because first off, he wasn't doing it because he wanted it to be publicized. He's doing it because he's just a damn good human being.
Right.
And there's a lot of guys out there like that.
Sure.
I don't think Christian Bale's one of them.
Right.
I didn't know that.
My
I've never heard
opinion.
that. I've never heard that about him. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't watch a lot of E.
I do.
Do you?
I fucking love it.
TiVo,
dude.
all the E.
Oh yes, and that right after Snooki goes off, I watch E. and then I go claw my nuts. Just fucking pull on them.
Yeah.
Until I
'cause
fall
that's
asleep. That's how I fall
There
asleep.
you
You
go.
fall asleep.
Yeah, that's how I sleep pretty well after that.
With your right hand or your left?
Both of them. Well, whichever one's not clawing, the other one's tearing away
All
at my
right, so
asshole.
we can get off the
What's
nut
that-
talk from Ben. Tell me more about Keanu Reeves. Why he's so great.
Oh, I've just seen different stories and different memes about him. You know, he's just a very humble person.
Which is good. That's awesome.
He does the same thing. Like he gives a bunch of money to different to different charities and different things, and he doesn't really publicize. You don't hear about
quietly does.
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
At
And
least
I think-
that's what I've heard. I've heard that too.
I think that's the most excellent, man. Is when you do the right thing when nobody's looking.
Yes.
I like how you threw most
Absolutely.
excellent in there while you were talking about Keanu Reeves.
Absolutely. Hey, you caught that.
They were supposed to be coming
Yeah,
out of the
two.
part 2 of that.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that too. Yeah,
I would love to see Bill and Ted Part
Oh,
2.
well, there was a part
Wait, there
2.
was a part 2.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
like the
a
third
remake
one.
of the original.
is that what it was? A remake?
I thought it was supposed to be a remake, but
That'd be better
I
as
don't
a
know about that.
continuation to me,
Yeah.
man. Like just chilling in their house, stoned because they have
Still
no
stoned
idea.
as
Like
fuck, yeah.
we never got jobs. We got to save the world again with the telephone booth, dude.
it's like Beavis and Butthead minus
Like
fire.
bagging groceries when they're 50. But like, have you? I'm
You
sure
know who's
you,
bagging groceries when they're 50?
Who you? You're gonna retire and bag groceries?
Life
No,
goals.
dude, no. I'm much less
The Guardian.
egotistical than that. I'm going to be a greeter.
Hell yeah.
I'm working the door, dude.
That's right, man.
Anyway,
The boyfriend of one of the on the Cosby Show, and I cannot remember his name. I can remember the character.
oh, Theo. No, cockroach or whatever.
You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Yeah. Man.
So the
he
oldest-
was in the news not long ago,
Yeah.
right?
So the
Okay,
oldest,
yeah.
the character who played Bill Cosby's oldest daughter, the guy she married.
Right.
Well, that actor in real life is bagging groceries.
Good
Like
for
at
him.
Costco or something.
Yeah.
Good for him. He's got a job.
Yeah, he's got a job. Yeah, because
But I mean, he doesn't get royalties from the Cosby Show.
Well, those kind of dried up
Yeah.
when Bill went to jail. So nobody airs the Cosby Show anymore.
Maybe he's bagging groceries at Costco and he's got $5 million in
Yeah.
the bank. You know what I mean?
Alright.
Like
He just
and he's
wants a
like,
job he
whatever.
doesn't have to think about.
Right. Yeah.
Hey,
That'd be fucking awesome. You know how awesome it would be to have just to be able to do something you don't give a fuck about, but be financially taken care of, and just and have that knowledge, but nobody else does.
You know what's crazy is how Bill Cosby was such a monster his whole life, and now he literally looks like a fucking monster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he looks like an underwater monster.
He-
he's a mole person.
you don't know if he's looking at you or the camera.
An
Or,
underwater monster.
It just looks like something you
he
find
kind of
underwater.
does.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
he does, man.
Like a retarded manatee.
As a matter of fact, I saw a picture.
yeah, almost kind of like his eyes have like separated
Yeah,
to go
they're
further
pushing- yeah.
to the sides of his head.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting observation there.
Wow.
Underwater
It's like
monster.
maybe the demon inside of him is like
Coming out. It's coming
Yeah.
out.
It's coming out of his forehead.
Yeah.
Coming out.
Push those eyes to the side.
Seriously.
Yeah, he is kind of a monster, man. He is kind of a monster, man. Dude, I found out a friend texted me a link to a news article with a news story to it a while back, and he was like, "Hey, man, look at this shit." And it was this guy that he used to live with that we went to high school with, and he was into child pornography, and he was like, I think he had molested somebody for a while, and he said he texted me the video of him, and he had put on just like probably he was already kind of a fat guy, but he put on probably like 60 pounds, 70 pounds, acne, all that stuff, like in his mid to late 30s. And I said, like, dude, his body looks like a representation of his soul, like that. It was just that they were walking him through the court, and he was just like, they were saying the shit he had done, and it was just like, yep, looks like that guy could have done that. Like, it was just like, ugh. It was weird.
When I was a freshman in college, there was a guy that we went to high school with. He came back, and I never hung out with him in high school. For some reason, he was with a friend of mine, and he was telling us like, yeah, I just got back from New Orleans, been hanging out with Marilyn Manson and this and that. And he was all like looking, like Marilyn
Gothy.
Manson-y, And so and he just didn't seem well. And I told my friend that, like, after he took off, I was like, dude, why are you hanging out with that guy? He does not seem very well right now. He just looks like something's wrong with him. I'm telling you, dude, 2 weeks later, he opened fire in his house, killed his mother, shot his father. Okay, didn't kill the father, but killed his own mother. And then he got put in jail, and of course, the story goes on where the father eventually goes and like sees him in prison, and like it still develops, like keeps a relationship with him, and that's something that I could never understand. It's like, dude, like this kid that you made kills the woman that you made that kid with. How do you decide that I guess I'm gonna forgive this kid and I'm gonna go see him in jail now because it's still your kid?
Yeah,
like what
it's still
a
your
fucking quandary, bro.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I mean, it's something like that, and it's not like I saw him and I was like, he's gonna kill somebody.
Yeah.
But you see him and you're like,
Something's off.
shit's not right with him.
Yeah.
And then not long after that, shit wasn't right. So
Do you think the father still is in that situation because maybe all along he knew like something was wrong, or maybe the way they raised him, maybe he feels guilty. Maybe they beat him or something. Who knows?
Well, there was definitely a reason. I mean, he was the typical outcast in high school, and he was not the kind of kid that was hanging out with people. He had the long hair, the combat boots, and was always like that type of kid, Dylan Klebold kind of kid. But good thing he didn't take those types of measures when we were in high school.
No doubt.
But to lash out and try to kill your own parents, man, that's just something that
is mental illness.
That is very sinister. Mental illness for sure, but there's something deeper than just that.
Oh, we can break it down, make it easier, call it evil.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's evil.
And I think that maybe even like that additional exposure to satanic forces and evil, can drive somebody who's mentally ill like that over the edge. And
wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, So
Ben's got that face like, I'm pondering deeply. This is deep
He's
shit.
not.
I'm just hungry.
Just looks like that a lot.
He's got that look.
Pizza.
And he's sitting there going, I wonder what would taste better, ketchup or mayonnaise on a French fry.
Ooh, together, man.
Ooh.
Together. You gotta mix that shit together. I got some pizza in the fridge. If you're
I
hungry,
used
man.
to. We were in high school. This one cat, he used to dip his French fries in mayonnaise, and turned out he was gay. It's
well,
true.
it's
True
funny
story.
that John Travolta talked about dipping French fries and mayonnaise in Pulp Fiction, and he's gay. So
Gay.
John Travolta's gay?
Is he gay? Like, did he like officially come out?
I think he's gay.
Yeah.
Do you think he's gay like we think Christian Bale's a piece of shit, or did he like come out and like there's a lot of evidence, not evidence, but things pointing that dude's probably pretty gay?
Okay, well, let's see. Eddie Murphy, probably most definitely picked up a transvestite, right? Back in the day?
Yeah.
Y'all
Yeah.
remember that?
Yeah.
I don't remember that, but okay.
I remember that.
I'll go with the premise. All right.
I remember it.
Okay, so I think in that same line of thinking, I think that John Travolta definitely takes cock in the ass.
All right, I see what you're saying.
Okay.
Wholeheartedly.
Do you think that he was the transvestite that Eddie picked up? That'd be interesting.
Well, wait, hold on. Isn't he a
Scientologist.
Scientologist? Isn't
Yep.
it? Don't Scientologists believe against homosexuality?
Well,
No, they believe against just painting. Don't paint anything negative about yourself.
I don't know if you
like-
remember this, but
I don't know what
his
they
his
believe.
son died under very
Travolta?
mysterious circumstance.
I remember that.
What,
Yeah.
what happened to him? I don't remember this.
He just I think he was killed.
And Doug Stanhope made a joke. He had a bit saying God killed John Travolta's son to prove a point.
Oh my gosh.
Scientology was bullshit.
And
Wow.
it's also
Wow.
because he's
Stanhope is always because what? What'd you say?
I won't repeat it.
Oh, okay. I'll listen back later on the pod. Yeah.
I said it's because he was gay. Too.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
John Travolta. I didn't know some guy like suffocation, drowning. Does any?
I don't remember.
I don't remember the
know?
details. I
Like
just
they
remember
covered it
was,
up.
I think it was just something mysterious, and I think at the time it was something like somebody killed him, and possibly maybe it was the Scientology
Yeah.
church that killed him because John Travolta was
trying to get out.
Trying to get out.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Scientology shit's
Hell,
pretty
Ron
wacky.
Herbert was a fucking badass. I
Dude, I'm
guess.
telling
He
you,
was
they
the
played-
most prolific writer.
I have no idea. I don't know about a badass, but he did some shit. I don't know how to describe what it was that he was.
He wrote more fiction.
Yeah.
And I think
Anyone. Yeah.
Talking about L. Ron Hubbard?
Than anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that
published
the
more.
movie that John Travolta was in, Battlefield Earth, that
dog
was
shit.
based off of
Yeah.
an L. Ron Hubbard
That
book.
was a very
Yes.
good
Oh,
really?
representation of how shitty a writer L. Ron Hubbard is.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I'm pretty sure
Dog shit.
Dianetics and all those other books too that are the foundation of Scientology are
Are
also
fiction.
yeah, they're horrible fiction. Yeah.
I don't read fiction.
Shout out to Scientology.
Yeah.
Don't kill me.
I don't fucking care.
Once again,
Probably not
they
worried
could
about
walk. Scientologists could walk through the door and be like,
You're
Right?
"Don't care."
I didn't know his kid died. I don't know how. Like this is like years ago.
Yeah, it's
or-
been quite a while.
Yeah, this is quite some time ago. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
See,
But I will tell you, I
he needs
love
to go
Pulp
on.
Fiction. You know?
Oh yeah, that's an
Pulp
excellent
Fiction's
movie,
awesome,
dude.
yeah.
That movie
That's
is just
Mr. Tarantino.
awesome.
It's the one that says bad motherfucker on it.
Yeah, that's right.
Awesome.
I gotta make sure we're still going.
All right. All right.
Okay, we're still going.
Cool.
Cool.
We're almost at 3 hours, dude.
2 hours and 51 minutes.
Dude, is this like the longest podcast yet?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look at us go.
Yeah. Man. What does anyone want to cover anything before we wrap up or don't wrap up or whatever we do? We could talk for 9 more hours. I don't care.
I think it's great that we're sitting down and talking like this.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think that people need to sit down and talk more. I was having a conversation with somebody this week, and it's just about not necessarily changing people's minds or influencing people to think a certain way. It's motivating them to think their own way. And the only way you're really going to do that is if you sit down with other people and you actively listen and you integrate ideas that they have potentially into your own ideas, make your own perception of things out, not just from, the talking heads that you can easily plug into and formulate an opinion based off of what you see on CNN or Fox News. You sit down with real people, Life is not about what's going on in the world. Even though that does influence things, at the end of the day, it's about each individual person, each one of us sitting in this room making a difference by just having the conversation and just sharing ideas. And if people everywhere started doing that and started aiming up, dude, this place would be such a better place for our children.
It was very Bob Marley of
That was
you.
well said.
Yeah, it was.
It was well said, though.
It
Very
was.
Light up the darkness.
Hell yeah. Absolutely.
Pretty much.
Cool.
Thanks for coming, man.
Hey, dude, thanks for having us.
I mean,
It's
I'm
been a
not trying to
blast.
wrap it up. It just kind of feels
Yeah.
kind of like we
Yeah.
are a little bit, and I'm getting
I
hungry.
agree.
And
Hell yeah.
And but yeah, thanks for coming, man.
Dude,
Anytime.
awesome. Yeah.
And I agree, we should do this more often. Just
Yeah,
talk.
this is a blast.
It's fun, man. It's just a good working out that muscle. Let's just sit down and talk. And it's all fucking bullshit and doesn't mean anything, but you're still working it out. Yeah, that's most of Ben's got that covered. He's got most of that
I
covered.
appreciate you guys entertaining my bullshit.
Dude, I love this because I actually get to know people. Like before this, I'm like, everybody,
Ben's
trust
a
me, after
piece
the
of
first
shit.
podcast, everybody was going, I did not know how smart Philip was. He's like a genius.
I'm really not, man. I promise you.
Yes, you are, dude.
I read slow as fuck.
Nah. For you, baby. For you. Are we gonna hang out? Are we gonna do some recording
Yeah,
or
let's
anything?
do it.
Okay.
Yeah, sure,
Cool.
why
Well,
not?
I'm glad y'all came over today.
Awesome.
I really
I appreciate
it.
you having us, man.
Yes. Thank
Yeah.
you, sir.
Cool. All right. I'm gonna. And surprisingly, everything is still fucking working. Can you believe it?
That's awesome.
Well, I'm sorry. I just spoke too soon. Well, that's still working. It just
Yeah,
the
it
battery died.
went to sleep,
Yeah.
yeah.
I can't really do much about that. All right. Another Purple Shed podcast.
Purple shit.
in the
Purple
history
Shed.
books.
Yes, sir.
All right. Cool. All right. Let me save everything.